because that's just our dynamic.
I know.
When you first met, you were like,
Oh shit.
He was not
I
like
pressed
this when
the
he
button.
first met. It was after he...
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Welcome
guys.
to our
Hi.
hangout night. We're going to be doing a lot of things. The important thing is what you guys are going to experience right now, even though I'm freaking lit up like crazy. I'm just a Christmas light tonight. We got a lot to do. The important thing is what we're doing on Fridays right now is the system above us. Fabula Ultima, a tabletop JRPG. It is a tabletop that is layered into the JRPG system. We have done this in the past. Not on this channel, but on another one. We definitely did a test on
Archives.
this. Yep, our archive channel. It's not AC2I. Dungeon Pizza.
Oh, Dungeon Pizza.
Dungeon Pizza Archives. What's A2I?
What?
I'm just messing with you. Okay.
Most of the titles are gonna say AC too high. Convulse me.
Okay. So, wow. You got her to get the chocolate, yeah. Okay, we got a lot to do. So, keep in mind, this is a big project that I have been working on for a while as far as the world goes. But as far as this portion goes, as far as this session goes, what we're doing today, this entire system is based off of collaborative storytelling. As if I'm just another player to a degree, even though I'm controlling the scenes. This is a fantastic system. If you want to check it out, we'll be officially sponsored by them starting next week.
Wow.
So,
that's great.
yeah.
Excelsior.
Did you hear that?
Fabula Ultima and Dungeon Pizza will be working together next week.
Like, actually?
No, yeah.
No,
I'm just saying it to say. Yeah,
No,
actually,
yeah.
though, we're going to be working with the people, the good fabulous people at Fabula Ultima. And we are, even now, they have their own official soundtrack. You'll be hearing that. That's going to be part of our world lore and everything. It's great.
That's awesome.
We're going to have a lot of fun things that we're going to do. But the important part is, together, we are going to create a couple of things that are going to be very imperative for not only character creation, world creation, but exactly what our story is. Now, when I talked about things last week, as far as like layering the idea behind the world, that means nothing. Because what happens in our story is going to be all about the people at this table. The characters are going to be the spotlight. The things that happen in the background just happen in the background. So this system really does focus on core party relationships. A lot of abilities and a lot of special things can happen just based off of having relationships with people. Even, it doesn't have to be the people at the table. NPCs. It's all about how the story works. And this system works heavily on what they like to call scenes. Now, in Dungeons and Dragons, we do a large scope of things. We leave things wide open where it's just like, they'll have a conversation over here. The twins will have a conversation over here. Caldor and him have a conversation over here. And you'll hear the conversations in the background. And it's not necessarily wrong because D&D doesn't have a structure of being like, let's change that or do that. With this, I have a lot more control. You guys have a lot more control too when you come into Fabula points, but we'll get into that later. The most important part of what I'm saying is I'll be starting things with scenes. I'll start a scene and be like, so a scene starts. Janelle's character and Husto's character come here, and then a whole animated scene plays out in all of our heads of like how we imagine that this happens. It sets the tone. It allows our brains to be like automatically go into imagination mode, and we're just off to the races. We don't have to think about any kind of logic. This is anime. Who thinks about logic with anime? Unless it is that type of anime. That is the core aspect of Fabula Ultima. In certain scenes, I will ask for a check. And then sometimes you'll take damage, sometimes you won't. It depends on what we're doing, right? And it's not as complicated as I was making it. It's not going to be, and that's where we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it where we understand everything. Now, we'll get into the world lore and what we're going to be doing as far as like choosing our characters and choosing a town, because what we're going to do is we're going to choose one area, whether you're from that area or not. From what we have kind of discussed, we'll go over in detail the important bits from that. And then we'll discuss creating a city and how we imagine that city looks like. And we're not talking about detailing the city, because we'll do that fun stuff when we are actually playing next week. We'll do all of that fun stuff together. So we're going to check this off the list. That's what scenes are. That's a very important thing and a core aspect to what Fabula Ultima is. Check. Now, Fabula points are a thing that you will see on your sheets. Whether you decide to make digital sheets, or if you would you guys rather have digital sheets, or do you want to printed copy? Digital is fine, but it is going to be a PDF. Keep that in mind. There is no real tabletop for this at the moment, or like experience besides the Fabulator, and it's a little complicated at the moment, unless you really want to figure out how that works.
Okay, then if it's complicated, I don't mind it.
Yeah, I'd be fine with printing one.
Yeah, but it's not if you're using a PDF. Because literally, if you click the PDF, you will be able to literally tap those sections and then type in what you
I was
want.
going to the merchant part.
I know, but you need more.
But that's-
you need one.
That's
No,
the
first of all, you.
I feel like a printed copy
Yeah.
might be the best
Second of
option.
all,
Just
it does,
Yeah, right
you will
now.
need a
pencil,
character sheet.
paper, not hard. So we'll keep that in mind. We'll plan things out as far as our character levels are today, and then next week we'll have full page character sheets for everybody, and we'll print them out since that's the route we're going in. That being said,
Yeah. Now everybody has it.
heard. Got you. You got the character sheet there now? It wasn't there?
No.
Okay. You were ready this time.
Huh?
Never mind.
It's an editable PDF, so you edit it. and
So-
download it as you need it.
I'm gonna go with the flow of the table at the moment. What do we want to go to? What do we want to go over first? Do we want to go over some mechanical stuff? It's not that deep, but like it's important to go over the base mechanics, or do we want to get into lore? It's up to you.
Yeah, personally, I would say either we do where we're gonna be working in, or go straight to class and then work from class around. But it's you guys. What do you guys?
So you want So you want world or character right
Yeah. Because then we can build from or to.
now? Okay, so
Mhm.
world or character building right now.
So world or character building? What do you think?
It's
You know?
easy.
What do you want to do?
World, because I feel like that's gonna take more time to do than character.
Okay.
It's also going to help character.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to help. So I'll give you some of the base dynamics here of what we were talked about. It's just a fresh recap of everything. And I'll give you a choice of which one you want to go over. Base mechanics of this lore, and this is for you guys too.
Oh, for me to know too, are we getting zapped here?
You
Or
got
are we
zapped
getting
here.
a time jump?
Where you guys are getting a time jump.
Yeah, I
Let's
think
determine
it's
that.
like 20 years, right?
Let's determine that.
Okay.
This is for the Neverwinter Bards. And this is for anybody who
Yeah,
is
this is
considering, since essentially we're probably going to have some bard lore from that team here anyway. Whatever time jump you guys want as far as like living your lives, whether it is children or anything not like that, how long do you want until this inevitable event happens? Do you want them to be older, or do you want it to be like 20 years in the future? It's up to y'all as far as that goes.
Kids to be grown in a way.
Yeah. Personally,
How grow?
it just
Like
depends.
teenage or adult?
Well, one of them's already a preteen, so
Yeah.
20 years would put him
Or
at
the one
He's
with the
like-
power,
he's
what if
like
he
10.
just rapidly
so 20
ages?
years, 20 years in the future would put him at 30.
Yeah.
I think 10 years is a good.
How old do you want Ed to be? Because
But I
Yeah,
wanna-
Ed-
I
Ed's
wanna
not gonna
look at
age
Alex.
that heavy.
I feel like 20 would be.
I'm already like 500 years old.
20?
But like, it
but do you want to be 520 years?
the timeline will affect how deep I am in the world
Yeah.
being a merchant, so that's why it's like I don't care.
Um,
And if I've already completed said quests.
That's fair.
I know that Neverwinter Bard's lore is going to be a part of this now,
Yeah.
so
That's the
Um,
only
I
reason
think 20 is a solid number.
I think 20 is.
we'll stick with 20. It'll be 20 years until this calamity has happened.
So everybody will still be alive.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
a little bit older. Maybe not in their prime adventuring years.
And you guys can determine whatever lore you guys want.
I mean, we'll be alive.
So we've been in Fab for
Mhm.
20 years.
Like if for some reason you guys have kids and you adopt or anything like that, that is
Eat them.
all in your
Well-
guys' hands. I don't care.
Are we gonna adopt?
No.
I didn't think we were,
just
but
gonna
like
have
I
one.
gotta leave room
It's
for
a
it.
new world.
Yes, Miss
New
Janelle.
world, men can have
Does
babies.
was Alice human? Alice is human, right?
Alice is
Yeah.
human.
So
She's-
she's
20 years
oh,
old.
poor
She's-
thing.
she's
She's gonna be like
wrinkled.
40.
Or
Poor
50.
thing, your
40 or
cat
50.
mom, your cat lady is also another problem. Because you don't know if they age the same. They could age faster.
Depends. Tabaxis may age at the same rate as humans, at least in the old world.
Yeah.
Rip.
She could
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
you're-
have to see my wife die in front of me.
Absolutely.
No!
That's
Yeah.
the life of an ASMR.
Yeah.
Did you decide to say tiefling when you came in or not?
For the sake, yeah, probably.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't have to deal with that.
I probably
You can't
would try
to get
for
rid of that.
which
No,
with
I
the,
know.
my odds,
Being
not
a tiefling
impossible.
wasn't a problem.
Well, this is how it's gonna happen. It's
Who
gonna
is
happen.
Why I was a
Yeah.
tiefling
She's
was
gonna
the-
die.
Because it's not, and this is gonna sound bad, but like because you're the player character, she was a PC adjacent, and this is still your guys' lore that I'm leaving in your corner. It will happen because you say that you want it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's only 20 years. She should be fine.
Wasn't she like 25 or something, 30?
She wasn't even
She
that old.
she was like 21.
Yeah, she was 21.
She was
and a
21,
half
22 around that
Okay.
age.
Yeah, so she's only in her 40s at this point.
She's a good fighter.
And she
That's
might
scary.
have even though she's human, just like as we don't, just because of her lineage, she might have an extended lifespan for a normal human.
Yeah, it could be like Eric.
I'm gonna tell you that like it's different.
Yeah.
It is different as far as aging here goes.
I mean, after 20 years, we would definitely notice
Yeah.
if there was a difference.
And that depends on how we
It's
want
a
to
bit
make
slower for sure.
It. Yeah, that depends on how we want to make it because coming to this place do magical ties from the old realm
Mhm.
still tied.
No,
No.
we're not touching the weave anymore.
The weave is not the weave anymore. So, this is where different magic can come into there, which means that magic can tie into different resources, including a resource that he made specifically for this campaign,
It's
which is a
actually
fun one.
something that Fabula used. Actually, I was looking and I showed you. I highlighted where it
You
pointed
did,
out.
you did. It's a resource. It's not going to be the same resource that everybody uses, but it is a resource that
Love
his
Draper.
character that he's planning on playing is going to use for magic, and it's a really cool resource. But it's something that
Oh, because you're doing.
Mhm.
Doing Invoker, Symbolist, and
Mhm.
not Entropist.
so
Invoker.
magic is going to be
Uh-huh.
tied to the natural to the planet itself, to like its core. So we're just going to use the name for what it does here. It's just called mana. We're just going to use mana here.
Crystal?
You can use whatever you want to use the magic.
That was an RPG reference.
It went over my head, but I think I know what you're talking about.
Does being
Crystal
a vegan
Mana.
vampire make me weaker? Like where you eat only
well,
like
No,
vegan, like
we
the
we
ones
just
that-
make
no.
lore for it because we're gonna get into details on that because
I
by the
guess
time
I
that we're done with the prep portion, we're all gonna have lore that
Yeah,
makes
that's
sense
what I
for
mean
us
by vegan. That's close.
because we're all gonna collaborate with you
vegetarian.
to make it make sense.
Do you remember
Oh, yeah.
Bunnicula? Have you ever heard of that?
I'm sorry.
What was it?
Bunnicula, ever heard of that? It was a bunny vampire that would suck the red out of fruits and veggies.
That's so cute.
People would be like, "What happened to the apple? Why is it white and ashy?" And he would just, that's what he would do. So,
It's me.
I remember.
yeah,
I
he had a
remember-
cape and red eyes. Why couldn't they figure it out? But it's
Okay.
a concept.
So what we'll do?
Personally did
So,
that.
so what we'll do first?
Yes.
We can
Songs.
technically start in the area that we labeled that the Neverwinter Bards went to, but they could have moved
Vegas.
anywhere. So we're going to go over each base concept area.
Okay.
We're going to collectively choose one. And there is no towns, quote unquote, that has been made, because what we're going to be doing and what the thing suggests,
Just making it together.
making it together as we go.
Oh.
Instead of it being like this is the way things are. No. This is this is what we create together. Isn't that fun? Okay, so you bastard. Frostlands.
Like ice cream?
Nope, it is Winter Wonderland. And it's not Wonderland, it's just the
Coconuts.
winter
The
area.
solution.
Oh, ow.
Yep. But that being said, since we can create or put anything inside of this realm, go ahead and let us know what you would like to see.
That's real. That's real. I was like,
I'm
I
sure.
didn't think it was real.
You know who did that research? Probably a vampire.
Probably.
Are you calling me a vampire?
Okay, so we have the Frost Wilds,
Okay, the Frost Wilds.
which is clearly the winter area. A lot of this is just going to be season adjacent of where you guys want to be.
What state is it?
Washington.
No,
What? Antarctica.
it could be. See, this is still up to
Yeah, that's not
this is still up to interpretation.
South Pole.
Y'all can make whatever state you want with it,
Washington's,
technically.
The Stormlands because of the rain.
North Pole.
That's where she's gonna be.
I've already made the idea behind
No,
the
Yeah.
isn't it?
the tavern, but it's the idea as well. It's the
Could be
it's the diner.
Buffalo.
It's the diner place where it's just waffles. The waffle wyvern,
A waffle wyvern?
whatever you want to call it, wyvern.
They call it wyvern there locally
Wyvern,
because of accent.
Hell yeah.
Wyvern and Wyvern.
It's
is the same thing.
to me, it's just like people call it so many things at this point that I'm just like whatever comes out of my throat is what I say.
Yeah, I
Waffle
just-
wyvern flows
said-
better off the tongue, which is why the locals say it like that. But
outsiders call it the Waffle Wyvern.
Now, if you want to attach a state to it,
Okay, that's
You can.
what is that?
the cold area.
it's
So
the
I-
cold area.
The diner?
Some of them have ideas of which states already, but like can easily be changed as well.
Is okay, so the waffly wyvern there, is that attached to the Frostlands? Is what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes, it and also can be changed at any point because it's not just my tavern.
That's a diner?
Yes, it's called
I like
the Waffle
Michigan more,
Wyvern.
though.
Diner tavern or diner?
It's like classic diner since Coach Donnie, which is an NPC
it's the same thing.
that was
Wisconsin.
isekai'd a long time ago in the isekai era of Harvest Asia, which is an era that they call the isekai era.
I wonder. Okay, Michigan or Wisconsin?
This is where Wild Ball was created.
wyverns,
Okay,
which
which
is
is
yellows
great.
with
So this
Wisconsin
we're
is-
playing the
Wisconsin,
Fabula
okay.
Ultima in Harvest Asia.
Yes,
Yes.
this is modern day
We're just
Harvest
using the
Asia.
system. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. This is
We're
going.
no longer
This is
tied
what
to
this
the
world's
shackles of
technically
D&D.
meant to be played with.
I'm gonna see big. I mean,
Big
You
Busto, yeah.
potentially.
Oh, this is like 20 years from when we
that
got
kind
there.
of sucks. Yeah.
And we
You
don't
never know.
And we don't know how long it's been from when we got there.
And y'all don't even know what happened to them after y'all left and basically just jumped out of their bodies.
Goblin died for sure. His unlucky streak did not end.
Bob was definitely dead.
We'll see. Okay, so you guys attached a state to it?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin it is.
Wyvern just
I did not have a state in mind, and you just made one.
Wyvern just screams Wisconsin accent.
A wyvern.
Wisconsin.
Hey, cockies.
All right, in Wisconsin, that's the Frost Wilds. No details needed. Okay, the next is the Warden Wilds. All these names can be changed.
Okay.
This area is inspired by Scottish / Mississippi wilderness, essentially. These things can be changed. These were just things that I put together in my head and could be different. but the region tone is definitely more the backwards. It's weird because like backwoods meets the Highlands to a degree.
Got it.
That's why I mixed them together.
So like pine trees, cliffs.
hmm
Yeah.
Rivers.
Things can be changed. It all can be changed within a
Fir
second.
trees, not fir trees.
But that style of area, what I thought in my mind when I was making it was like, it was originally I just kind of want a Scottish area, and then I'm like, well, no, I don't know. I kind of lost. I lost the plot when I was doing this because I really liked the tavern I came up with, even though like that could be changed too because it's called the Drunken Crumble, which is all about pie. It's like Mississippi dessert.
Ooh, like
It's
like whiskey cake.
Yeah, because it's mixed with like heavy ales and Scottish brews.
Scottish. There'd be like
I
Turduncan.
can't see my toe. I can't see it.
Why are you bringing attention to it?
They have to pay.
No,
No, don't pay for my toes.
I don't know.
Don't
they're not
pay
being
for my
shown.
toes.
You should pay for her toes.
My
Don't
guy,
encourage that.
We cannot send you any toes.
We can't send you.
let her do what she wants.
I don't want to see my
for a
toes.
house.
Weirdo.
Okay.
But what if somebody were to pay good?
No.
Yeah, just for a Polaroid.
No.
Yo, we're
Yeah,
done.
Don't give them ideas.
Yo, we're done. Yo. Okay, so let's continue before we lose the plot so quick. I've already lost the plot here a little bit. Do we want to change anything? Do you think this is fine?
I actually would like to make an addendum. I think we should make them all part country, part state. Because I like that for the Mississippi Scottish one. But
Okay, sure.
what say you guys?
I think
Where's Mount Everest?
we should make like a Korea place.
Okay, so
Especially
yeah, so
for
part,
you.
part Korea, part yeah.
That's what. Yep.
So they'll all be
Something like San Fran, Tokyo.
yes, exactly. And I'm pretty sure there's one you San Fran, Tokyo too.
We all blink
I
because I have no idea
lost
what you're
one.
talking about.
Oh,
Hey,
Big
Mom,
Hero
like
6.
Big Hero 6.
Oh,
San
yes.
Fran, Tokyo.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's New San Fran, Tokyo.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
That's why they were so confused.
Oh yeah.
I've lost one word.
I was not paying attention to world building in that movie.
You weren't?
What a great
It
movie.
was such a big like part of the thing.
Yes.
I mean, like the story.
We'll get a lot of this
That
later.
was all.
Yeah.
What's
So
a good
okay,
city
Because we
to
will be
match
hanging
with-
out later. You'll be with
Yeah.
us.
What's a good city to match with like Seoul, Korea?
Okay,
San
so
Francisco?
Iran.
Shut the fuck up.
But hold
Lost.
on. Okay, so let's go back to the cold area.
I lost.
Yeah.
Do we want to do what
What's the
cold country do we want to do?
cold country.
Canadian.
We could do Canada. We could do Russia.
Canada's funny.
Russian and Wisconsin
I-
accents merging together.
I like Russia.
Okay.
Russia was.
You
not-
like Russia?
Russia it is.
Yeah.
It's Russia, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Even though it has.
Wisconsin.
Germanic roots, but
Wisconsin.
who cares?
Rushconsin.
They buy bears over
Hey man.
there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
because
this is out of my hands.
That's definitely doing that.
Rush
We can get a hard dynamic of NPCs.
Yeah.
Well, you bump into.
It's funny because Wisconsin is going to be like really friendly people, and then
Yeah.
you're either going to get
Yeah.
an NPC that's super friendly and super nice, or an NPC that does not give a crap.
You think you're cold here? Wait till I rip your clothes off. What?
What?
Okay.
See, it's literally the Russians and the Germans.
Yeah.
Because Wisconsin has German roots.
Okay.
Wisconsin.
Waffle Wyvern,
Wisconsin.
Frost Wilds, Wisconsin, Russia. Drunken Drunken.
Drunken constant.
Whoa! I didn't finish it.
I'm pretty sure you did. With
No,
that.
I didn't. I didn't. Drunken Crumble. No, this is not.
Drunken.
Do not think about this every time I say this tavern's name.
Well,
No.
before you bring attention to it.
I'm already
You
down.
already did.
Yeah.
I'm
You
ready.
already
It's
did
too
by
late,
putting
I'm ready now.
silence. No, it's not the Drunken Crumble. You all fought it.
No, it's a drunken couple.
Crumble. There you
One of
go.
us has to say.
Okay,
it.
so
We
the
actually-
owner is going to be pissed when
I
you
made
guys
sure
are
to write
around.
Specifically drunken couple.
There are owners here. I made them all. They're going to be pissed when you're around.
The No,
kidding.
I just put cum and then bull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Humble.
Like bull, like B-U-L-L.
I'm gonna go to the drunken humble.
I put Cumbler.
No, I didn't.
I'm done. I'm done. No, we're moving
Yeah.
on.
You see,
You guys are gonna.
Because eventually,
No.
Eventually, when shirts are made,
I know it's anime and it's
part's
going to
gonna
be
be messed
it's going to
up.
be horny.
Someone's
I
gonna
know,
get a
but like,
couple.
let's save the horny for later.
Look, Mom! Look where I got my favorite D&D streamers. Look what they made. What does it say?
Stop! Stop! I don't want to think about it.
fine, I'll put it.
I can imagine it, but I don't.
I'll put it.
I don't like thinking about it.
Thumb.
My favorite streamer.
Yeah, those schmutz in there.
All right, next is
Oh,
the
yeah.
Thorn. Next is the Thornlands.
Okay.
This is the one that we decided Louisiana
Gotcha.
instead of Florida.
Yeah.
That's all we determined.
Everglades.
Yeah, so we're with that swampy bayou. What country?
Bye.
Since you guys are doing that, yes, let me put this.
Cuba? Cuba? Cuba would be good.
Cuba and Louisiana.
That don't seem right.
What about Brazil?
It is interesting.
No, Brazil doesn't have things like that. No. Or like lakes like that.
Someone pull up Google.
It could go.
It could go
from
Panama
swimming-
because of the
that's-
canal.
That's what I was thinking.
Panama?
Or like somewhere that has like a very like tropical forest because it could like turn into a tropical forest
Africa.
vibe.
If you're going to trouble before,
It's my roots, I'm sorry.
Well, Panama probably.
Africa.
Yeah, Panama. So it's Louisiana, Nana. Louisiana.
Monkey.
It's
Oh,
Louisiana.
and
Monkey.
Nana.
Hey.
Louisiana, Nana.
Louisiana, Nana.
it's cute.
Louisiana,
Nana.
Panama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have went like.
Wow.
Louisiana.
Not the right time to zone
I
out.
would have went. No.
I really had to use a good part of my brain that I was like, what are they mixing
That's gonna
right
be
now?
so crazy because then you're speaking French, Creole, and Spanish from that area.
We're all speaking the same language.
Louisiana, Nana.
Panama.
Please.
We're not doing this. Or you guys going to a different city and it's completely different language. We're not doing
What?
that.
You don't want.
We can try. We got Duolingo.
Konnichiwa, brethren. I'm so glad that you're here. This is like the vibe we're gonna start doing if we keep mixing like this,
Korean,
which is
Hawaii.
hilarious.
I like that. Korean Hawaiian.
Just because I did it that
It's
way.
got to be called Kauai.
It's Kauai.
All right.
It's right
Keep
there.
in mind, we still gotta get through these.
I hate to tell you
I
guys.
know it's
that's
Japanese.
so racist.
No, we know it's Japanese.
But it fits.
But it fits.
Yeah.
Then do Japan and
But you
Hawaii.
want Korea.
Yeah.
Okay, well then we can do
But
it
Japan already won so
Hold
much.
up.
Oh,
Hold up.
But yeah, we have to go in order.
Unless someone would rage comment.
Now,
Wanda.
But rage baiting is
now
good
you
for
guys
this.
can do whatever you want with this one.
Okay.
We determined Thornlands is Louisiana / Panama.
Louisiana, I don't know.
Louisiana. Now the Heartlands has only been determined as Maddie's area. She does have a lot of her original design was
Wait.
very Asian.
So we had Thornlands, but what's the food place adjacent?
Oh, okay, let's get into that, sure.
Louisiana, Nanama.
So far, for Louisiana, the name of the okay, Wither and Spit. This could easily change.
I don't even write that.
No, please keep it.
Wither and spit.
I'm just because of the way that the drunken crumble went. I just want to be careful now.
You just spit and then come.
Wither and Spit. This could change. All I know is I wanted necromancy here.
Voodoo.
Because this area is already attached. Because we still have to go over the Pantheon.
Spice rack. This is spice rack.
We do have to go over the Pantheon at one point because each god is attached to an area. Because what they are is they used to roam the area, but they have legitimately dug themselves in a certain part of that area in order to protect it, and no one has seen them for a long time.
I think spice rack would be a good fit here.
That's
But
good.
instead of like a barbecue,
Can there just be a drink that's called the Wither and Spit?
Yeah.
Sure. I literally have nothing for that. I've literally just had a placeholder
Their
name.
famous drink is the Withering Spit.
Yeah.
See that? Yeah, that's perfect because of all the herbs.
I think it could still fit as a barbecue, just not southern barbecue.
No, it could so like it could because like the thing is like the only thing you'd really get from Panama is some of the spices, and that's not like Panama. Like that's pretty much it. So you get, if anything, it would just enhance.
Curry. Like a.
It would enhance like the like Cajun seasoning because now you have access to more spices.
Yeah.
It's a good front
Yeah.
because of all the herbs and junk. You know,
Yep.
put them in a certain way, and then there goes.
Yeah, but I think
We
it
just
could still
killed
be like
three
a
people.
traditional like jambalaya.
Yeah, it'll still mostly be the same. And because of it also having a Central American country, that means Santeria could be practiced there too, which would fit with the voodoo you're going for.
On drugs. Yeah, so Ed will definitely be an investor there.
What's the name of the tavern?
Spice
It's a
Rack.
spice rack.
Okay.
It's mainly.
I'm zoning out at the wrong
It's-
time.
yeah.
You guys are coming up with the names as
Just
soon as I.
just imagine regular barbecue but spicier.
It's a food. It's more food.
Okay.
It's more meats
Yeah.
for the herbs and spices, but it's basically a front because the herbs and spices are also used for voodoo/drugs.
And Santeria.
Oh yeah, this is the necromancy area, so
Yeah.
you guys got that correct.
And that's why we were like, oh, Panama will work because the Central American countries tend to practice Santeria, which is Spanish voodoo.
Correct the mundo. Okie dokie, decay and forbidden
Except it's worse.
barbecue.
So much worse than
Okay, well, right.
Is it
here.
forbidden barbecue, or is it just
It's called Spice Rack.
We just go with spice rack.
forbidden spice?
It's like Louisiana cooking with some barbecue. Anything literally that you just put a shit ton of spices on.
Yeah.
Heard.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thus the front of
All right.
spice.
Now we'll get to this area.
I brought-
Original design
I'll be
for
fine.
Maddie was she was very
This is the heart.
she was the Asian character essentially in our campaign for the Sky Orphans.
Yeah.
She had that design to her.
Okay, so that's where the Korea can come
So
in.
we can do Korea, Hawaii.
The only thing is that this is where the Genesis tree, and originally you can look at the tree there.
This is hard.
I said that it was going to look like that, but then I looked at it and I'm just like, this thing's got tits and ass on it, which is fine. I
very good.
don't necessarily hate that, but I'm just like, oh
I
shit,
really
it's
wanna
got tits
walk
and
that
ass on it.
alone.
I never knew that until I was just like, okay, let's actually look at this.
You
Whoa.
never saw the gigantic bazongas?
Nah, bro, I'm not
Like,
looking.
there's cannons on there.
Yeah, those
Those are not small.
Those are butt huge.
Show it to the camera. Show it to the
Sure.
camera.
She
Sure.
definitely got BBL
Give it
though.
a 360.
Sure.
It needs the
This
butt.
is not what the Genesis tree looks like. This is just hilarious that I thought this was
You see
what
that?
it would
Is
look
this
like
3D
before.
printed?
Yeah.
Looks it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I would kick
Do
you
not
in the
demonetize
balls
us,
right now.
please. Do
It's
not
got, it's got no
do
nib.
not
Okay.
linger on the bottom side.
Because I'm telling you, if somebody's like, hey, I'll pay
Do not linger on it as he lingers.
It's got
You
no
wanna pay
nibs.
$1,000?
We'll be fine.
That's got ass.
And it's got no buttholes,
Yeah,
so we'll be
that's good.
fine.
Yeah.
If one of the subs are like, I'll pay
And that's what we're
$1,000
talking about is the
Polaroid
face.
A picture.
Yeah, that's cool, but like that's
Can't really see if I'm doing it right. So.
it's all good. They got the vibe.
For
So
$1,000.
the Genesis tree is the heart
Does have
of
a-
Harvest Asia. It's a giant tree.
This is the Heartlands?
This is the Heartlands.
Heartlands.
And there is a divine nature to it because Maddie is what was the daughter of Eldeth, who was the goddess of nature slash. I'm trying to think of the water thing. I'll never remember it correctly.
Rivers.
Not rivers. It's very specific.
Hydro?
I'm looking it up because I'm that specific with it.
The heart of
Well
America.
The heart of America.
Um,
'Cause I was thinking it's
Greece?
Greece, yeah.
of America.
Greece is definitely the heart.
No, not Greece the country. Greece is in what's in all of our food.
Oh, I was thinking the country. I was like, yeah.
Okay, so groves. Groves is what I was thinking
Thanks, because
of.
that's what I meant.
So it's is that what you meant, groves? No, no one's listening to me. Okay,
Oh, bro.
I'm listening, I promise.
thank you.
I'm listening.
I'm not listening to me. I'm just being a dick.
NSG.
Waterfalls and groves.
Okay.
So a lot of waterfalls, groves, and nature like area is in this portion. So that's the only thing that Caleb is introducing here. It has the heart of the Genesis tree, which is the heart of the planet. Maddie made that. It is her area, and it does have that. Everything else in your guys' hands.
Because I don't know how those Korea, because I know Japan is very big on cherry blossoms, but I don't know.
They have forests.
See, this is fun.
More of a mountainous region.
I don't think
Where?
Good, right?
they're good.
Good for you.
I mean, like,
So waterfalls would make sense for
Korea.
We would need it for something like that. I imagine a very floral.
granted, they have forests. It's just
Well,
they.
if Korea has the waterfall part, then we can just find a foresty state.
Washington.
No, Washington's the cold area, the storm, the raining days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a cloudy area at the moment. We can always change it to Washington. I don't care.
Washington's not really like.
they got
Colorado?
They do, they have redwoods.
So like.
Colorado?
I'm thinking like.
Colorado?
I'm picturing more willow
Yeah.
because of
Willow?
That's a lot of mountain.
Colorado's a good choice.
I would think
Colorado,
Colorado.
yeah.
Just because of the.
Kentucky, Tennessee, that whole.
Yeah, I like Tennessee.
Woof! Tennessee's
I also
fun.
like Kentucky.
Yeah, but you know I'm going to be impartial to Kentucky.
No, Nevada's, we already have Vegas.
So I'm not going to put my... If you're putting that in there, I'm going to be biased. So I want you guys to collectively choose.
I like Korea for the waterfalls and stuff, and then we can add Kentucky.
Everglades.
We can add Kentucky for the willows.
Up to y'all. You want to go with Kentucky? I'm fine with whatever. Kentucky? Is that where you guys going with?
You're really gonna get the konnichiwa.
Konnichi. Well.
Konnichiwa, where, brother?
Anyo Haseo?
Yeah, I don't... It's just... They just did it because it was funny.
Casio?
No.
Oh.
Bobby.
Bobber, get that good konnichiwa on here.
I'm sorry, Bob.
I just
I swear you're doing that to even make her more frustrated.
Yeah, but he said he was partial to Kentucky.
Well, I'm biased though. That's why I'm just like, don't put my name in
I
it.
love the elongated wall.
I'm gonna be biased regardless.
Just
You don't choose Kentucky because Caleb wants to be Kentucky. I don't care.
But that's
But now that they're doing that, you're seeing that the boys have decided that it's funny about country people doing Asian accents.
Yeah.
But that's how they decided.
I know.
That's how they decided their elected officials were to do the
All right, so Kentucky or Tennessee before we lose the plot again.
Kentucky, we're doing it.
really.
Hey, are you saying Kentucky's not pretty?
Oh.
Caleb, she's saying.
I've only been one time and I saw nothing but corn.
I'm not gonna sit here and say it's pretty. I just was born there, so I know stuff. That's the only reason why I would be partial to
I
it.
think Kentucky does have more farmland,
That's fair.
but that's just.
Yeah, Kentucky is more farmland. So if we are being realistic, farmland is more Kentucky.
Yeah, so we could do Tennessee, and then we'd have rock and roll. K-pop.
Yeah.
K-rock.
Dang it. Well, that's
Also, Tennessee is the heart of country. Yeah.
Yeah. So you could have K-cum.
Kentucky.
You could say that those people love cunty.
yeah.
With a K though. With a K.
Well, now it's gotten worse. Awesome. All right, Tennessee it is.
Together.
With Kentucky, it was.
Kentucky Korea. We're gonna do Kentucky Korea. Tennessee Korea.
I was about to say, what? You flipped real quick, girl.
Kentucky in my brain, and I said Kentucky. I
Gotcha.
was thinking Kentucky. My
All
bad.
right, no worries.
Korea, Tennessee.
All right, now to the tavern.
So what's Nashville and Seoul together?
So, definitely different than what the vibe I had going there. So, we are going to create this tavern from the get-go because this is way different than the vibe I had going.
She has decided that the capital of that area is going to be called Soulville.
That works.
But it's S-E-O-U. It's Soul and then Nashville. Soulville.
Soulville.
Soulville. Well, actually, I have to write
I'll
that
leave
down.
Soul.
Capital.
You can go either way.
Solo, because rock and roll, country, and K-pop. All there.
Soul.
Everything but soul.
Yeah, right, yeah. That's where you go to the
You're
Thornlands.
so cool. You're so cool with your motorcycle.
Thanks.
That's the moped.
Louisiana.
Something I say every single day.
What's the pattern?
Louisiana.
Louisiana Nanema. Louisiana Nanema. Okay, so like I said, we are going to probably have to change this tavern from the core of its vibe a little bit. This is more of a veggie tavern. Granted, it's not too much different,
Fried
but
chicken.
Chicken Jack!
Chicken Jack!
Chicken Jack.
No,
you guys can do whatever you want.
We know.
I
We know
don't
why.
care.
We hear you out.
I didn't really have a core aspect about the tavern, so just start cooking, I guess.
Do you have our other food places intertwined? Or are we making all of them up for these places?
Look, I'm telling you,
Like the
the
place?
core ones, Dungeon Pizza and Dragon Coffee, are not going to be in these capital cities where
Yeah,
these taverns
yeah.
are, but they will be in each area.
Yeah,
They have
and-
branches in each
Honey
area.
Hive, Chicken Shack, Taco Cart.
They'll be
Make
around.
it a little bit different from Chicken Shack. This one's gonna be like more Korean
Chicken Shack?
chicken based because they're that way it's not like too
And with the Tennessee, you're still getting barbecue too.
yeah,
So
like
like
you
get
have
smoked.
options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicken Chopstick.
See?
I was so quiet.
I actually don't know. Well, hey, look, I've lost what makes people laugh here at this point, and I'm just kind of like here enjoying the vibe.
And wouldn't it be like Sue?
I just.
Come on, ping pong here.
She's
still
It's fried chicken.
Exactly.
Korean fried chicken. Just KFC Korean fried chicken.
so is it just like an old Korean
That's
man?
funny.
Is that all it is?
KFC.
Yeah,
It's just an old.
No, Korean woman. They're the best.
It's a Korean woman.
Okay.
Old ajima. That's what it is.
An old
Ajima.
Korean woman is the person who has made the tavern name.
In a white suit.
In a white suit.
She looks like the
With a
girl.
mustache.
No one knows where Korea is because it doesn't exist. But it's Korean fried chicken.
Just country fried chicken with a K.
Yeah.
Ajima is like the word for like older lady, like old lady.
And
So it's
Country
like
fried chicken.
No.
instead of Colonel
With a K.
Sanders.
I'm writing Korean fried chicken.
Instead of Colonel Sanders, it's Ajima. I don't know we can name her. I don't know what her last name is. Do you want it to be like something Tennessee-ish?
Yeah, Sanders.
Oh, no, that's Kentucky. It's Kentucky.
Oh, because I forgot the last names were localized to the state.
It's gotta have a lot of you.
Oh, okay,
Localized.
Sanders.
No.
Sandy.
Ajima Sandy.
Angela Sandy.
Yeah.
Ajima Sandy.
Kawaii Sandy.
Okay, it's a good thing I have all these taken care of. Ajima Sandy.
Angela Sandy. With like 3's.
I love how I made a complete NPC for this, and now it's just an old Korean woman.
Well, they can work something.
That's fine. I'm just. It's hilarious how much this has changed. Agama
I
Sandy.
have a
KFC.
very specific outfit in mind.
It just has to be all white.
KFC.
No.
It has to be all white for the colonel.
That fits.
So, do we have a name for this tavern?
KFC
Yeah,
so far.
Korean fried chicken.
It's literally KFC.
Yeah, we just have to.
Oh.
Unless we're not allowed to. Or
Let's.
Well, if we're looking to make merchandise,
Oh, so you're right.
probably
We
not.
can't do KFC.
Well, we can use the coloring of
No,
KFC.
I got you. We'll do CFC, Cunty Fried Chicken.
This is like an Ajima outfit. Okay?
Yeah,
This
she's
is
wearing
like,
white.
Like all, it obviously yeah, but
Oh my God.
yes.
Hello, you come over for coffee?
Yeah, but Colonel doesn't wear a turtle right? He wears a white
He
suit.
just wears a
I would
white.
say,
If anything, he wears a slave.
For the sake of getting in trouble writing.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm hard passing on
We
that
would
one.
put the KFC, but it put some E's next to the C.
No, we have to figure this out. What are we naming this place? Because we can't name it KFC because of
Yeah, KFC but with E's.
that makes it be too close for copyright.
As long as we can use the color.
We can use the color.
I'm fine with keeping it. We just can't make merch.
No, we want to.
We can make the color of KFC, but not put KFC on it.
Yeah, because red and white is like every
Yeah.
restaurant.
It's like when you see Subway colors spliced as meat. Like
Spliced as medicinal herbs.
Right.
KCF.
We're not allowed to say that.
Well, can we like people who mow grass and stuff?
Yeah, weeds. As in the things that you pluck from
Chicken fried Korean.
Chicken fried Korean.
Chicken fried Korean.
Korean chicken breast.
Oh yeah, like that song. Because we're in the country area. A little bit of chicken fried on a Sunday.
On a Sunday night.
What would be another name added? My brain's just stuck in the E. I'm sorry. So
My brain is stuck on Chicken Jack.
I mean, technically, Chicken Shack could work. It just would have to be the only thing here.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be spread out.
I
It
mean,
would just be the
I
tavern.
I'll find something.
Kentucky Fried Chicken. Hurricane.
Ooh, I have an idea.
KFC.
You gonna do Fantasy Ninja?
No. I'm gonna look at.
I looked up Tennessee slang. There's bless your heart.
Yeah, that's just
Hold your
every
horses. Cattywampus.
It's just.
Well, bless your
just
heart.
Southern accent.
Don't get me started on Mississippi,
Chicken
bro.
wampus.
Don't get me started on
Oh, the
Mississippi.
big chicken wampus.
Oh, Tennessee also has Nashville hot chicken.
Yeah.
Nashville hot chicken. Yeah.
So we could name it Soulville hot chicken.
Hot chicken.
Soulville's hot chicken. SHC.
Yeah.
I don't care what the name is. That's
And it
fine.
could still be red and white. It could still be an Najima wearing all white. And if anything, I feel like the Nashville and the Korean spices would blend well.
He has a red tie. She could have like a
Her hat would just be red. The hat that they were wearing.
yeah.
Soulville.
Or her fanny pack.
Hot chicken.
Her fanny pack.
She's got a red fanny pack.
So CHS.
There was nothing but
A CHC.
SHC.
SHC. Okay.
Soulville's hot chicken.
Soulville's hot chicken.
Yes, it's the
CH
capital Soulville.
SHC.
SHC doesn't really roll off the tongue well.
SHC. Well, it's better than nothing.
Workshop.
Well, it's a workshop. It's good to have a name there that we're
She's not
going
gonna name it well.
Okay, next is the Stone Wilds, which is what was originally, can always change, a Persian-like area with like the desert type of vibe mixed with the Texan type of energy. This can change immediately, but I do keep this. You like that?
I kinda like it. Wait, where's
Texas week.
Yeah. Sure.
And
And he gets the vibe I went with.
Everything's really big.
Everything's big and both.
Yeah. Everything's bigger.
Big and bolder.
It's big.
Well, since we're not doing much changes here, I'll give you the concept, which is the Golem Kebab Company.
Texture.
Golem kebab.
The Golem.
Yeah.
Still fits.
Yep.
Perfect. We did it, guys. We got one.
Is it golden kebab or golden?
Golem Kebab.
Golden.
Or we could just keep it Golden Kebab. I don't care. Either or is fine.
Golden kebab, like Golden Corral.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Golden Corral.
It's a playoff of
I
it.
like golden cold.
Golden kebab.
Yeah.
Golden kebab.
Just because of the Stone Wilds.
Yeah.
That's the reason. That's the reason why I went
I
with
can
it.
also picture stone golems serving you.
Yeah. It's made by a dwarf that created a whole bunch of stone
So
golems.
what you're
that
saying
did
is
that, yeah.
Maxie's rock recipes in there?
Maxie is banned from her world.
No, unfortunately.
fabulous.
Well, unfortunately, he is technically his lore is attached to Holly, which unfortunately is attached to all over the world.
Which unfortunately,
Does not mean he's alive. He is unfortunately still dead.
Yeah, that one is.
But the lore surrounding him is still a thing. I'm making her do your work. This guy I'm missing.
Dude, work.
Do your work.
She was getting it anyways.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
Dolphin? Man. Oh, that's not any of those things. It looks like I was insulting you now.
What?
Because he might work with magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally can. We're bringing it all together, man.
It's all.
Yeah.
We're bringing
He
it
did
all
work with
together.
Maddie to bring down her.
Absolutely. He
So it
definitely.
makes sense.
It really does. Damn.
Do be doing that.
It do be doing that.
It do be doing that.
Next is the area that we've already talked about to a degree,
Yes.
but can change.
Yeah.
We're almost done. We did 5. We have 3 more areas to go.
See, I'm vibing. I like this part.
Yeah, this is fun. This is definitely the most fun part of this. So this is where the Stormlands were, which is the area that Gale was talking about in the Gale area, which is the area that is very
Washington.
yeah, this Sky City. It's not Washington. Sky City /
Storm is Nevada.
Oh.
Las Vegas.
But he doesn't
Can very much change.
What's another place with a lot
Everett
of game?
Storm.
Oh,
And I
well.
love like the
Yeah, so.
Nevada and
Right?
desert.
Because.
All I have determined is that it's a Sky City, Gale's here, and that there are monks here. That's the only difference.
All the China stuff he has now.
I was thinking China.
You can easily go for China. It's easy. I don't care.
I add when I want to.
China, Las Vegas.
Wait, what?
China, Nevada. Is that where we're going for?
Just Canada.
Lost China.
Lost China.
Lost China.
Well, can you bring us up to speed?
Oh, he was
Well,
talking about the Las Vegas area where Gale's booth does. The
Mhm.
Stormlands. And we were like.
And I was just like, because his character is from that, there are monks here. And that's the only reason why it's just like, that's just
I'll
not.
just go with whatever you.
So Las
You
Vegas.
said.
Yeah, but I'm gonna work with your. We're gonna keep that canon regardless. It's your character.
John Gene.
Monks in Las Vegas sound.
I know.
amazing to me.
It's
Well,
hilarious.
I love it.
But the way that it's structured is there's tiers, right?
It's like
It's a tiered city.
But I still love the concept of monks and Las Vegas in the same city.
Yeah. The person who made this is a former monk.
Las
She-
Vegas?
Not Las Vegas. I made all of Las Vegas in one day. Follow me and figure out how I did that. Come on, cameraman. This is not.
Oh no, he's back.
Greg.
We don't have the boombox.
No. Well, if we're continuing what the Washington area looks like, Chuck Tumblespree is definitely gonna be here.
We got a Chuck Tumblespree door area.
It all can change. So, well, let's finish this off.
Okay.
We decided to go with China, Las Vegas with this area.
Gene.
The area is called Thunderbuns.
That works. That still works.
That's the tavern.
That still works.
It sure does.
Maybe it's a
Like
different
a
kind of
dumpling.
ones.
Yeah, it's like a dumpling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
And
a
the
bow.
bell ones.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
That's even more fun than what my original idea was. Look at that. So, that was like that. You guys were vibing with that one amazingly. I like that. So the other area, this is a bit more experimental in my mind, but I did want a Feywild-like area. So this, because this is what this god that I will get into the pantheon after this. This god, who is improv with the color wilds, is very Feywild in nature.
Me.
Okay,
You say me?
he said me.
And you
I don't know.
say-
Originally, I'll tell you what it originally was. It was California vibe. It was Feywild / California
Yeah,
originally.
We talked about how California made sense for it because of.
Yeah.
I was thinking Florida because
Y'all, we can do Florida. It's fine.
Florida man Fey,
You see,
Feywild
but
is
if you're
kind of
making it
like-
sound very pretty, so I was
Florida
thinking
man
that
Feywild is
What's the
what.
place called?
It's called the Color Wilds.
Japan, California.
Yeah.
And
Good similar vibe.
Are you talking about the name of the tavern? Okay, yeah, the name of this place is called the Color Wilds.
there it is! themselves.
What?
Nope. Japan, Tokyo. Japan,
California.
San Fran, Tokyo.
Okay.
Will we get sued for that?
No.
No.
Where's San
Theirs
Francisco?
was called New San Fran Tokyo. I cannot emphasize the
Listen,
new.
well, it's
We can't-
workshop.
we can't
We've
get
decided.
Tokyo, San Fran.
No, San Fran Tokyo is perfect.
Okay, well, I'm just saying. I don't
Japan,
want to-
Tokyo, California, Feywild.
It's-
Um,
I'm googling if it's copyrighted.
Probably not.
Well, I'm glad you're doing that. This is going to be workshopped regardless, but I will give you the idea behind the tavern because I actually really like this one. This one's called the Screamin' Sprinkles. The person who owns this
Yes,
is.
San Francisco. San Francisco.
So we're good, San Fran.
So the person who owns this is a dang, literally lost the plot. Oh, an Eladrin.
Ah.
He was an Eladrin, and he made the Screamin' Sprinkles because he wanted to infuse a lot of emotional. It's like a therapy bar. Weirdly enough, it's like a therapy bar. So even though it's got a lot of weird circus area or like a lot of circus vibes about it, it's to be a little bit more inviting to a degree. It's very dessert heavy, especially if you want to talk about your feelings. It's very therapy vibe. And depending on some of the menu items that you eat, it'll allow you to be more open about your feelings if you feel like you need to talk about something.
That's very California and Japan.
Yes.
Because desserts is very, very Japan, and then
Um,
the whole in
so
your
that-
emotions
so that left
therapy
me-
is very
um,
California.
It's about California for sure. But Japan does work as well. So it's a great mix. Perfect.
We're getting through these now.
Yeah.
We're on the last one already, which is the one that you have been waiting for, which is our Washington area.
Oh, we could just do like Washington, England.
Yeah.
That was on the rating is.
I'm British.
Englandton?
You don't have to be British.
You don't have to be British.
I'm British.
You could be.
England and Britain
Washington?
Washington.
I like that one.
Let's go to Washington.
Englandton sounded cool, but
England's in South.
England
that one
sounds
sounds
cool.
dirty.
It's just the way you say it. England sounded cool.
I kind of want to do a British accent, so I'm gonna say yes for England.
Okay, so England.
Okay, Washington, England.
Because they both have also very similar weather.
Keep in mind, this name of this area is called the Shadow Islands.
Yeah, they both are always raining.
You're right. It's
Yeah, they're
fine.
both always raining. The one thing I know about Washington and England is that it's always raining.
Yeah.
I was at Washington for a week. I think there was maybe an hour of not rain.
Yeah, I think that works. That works. Now I gotta practice my British accent, guys.
It's okay, I've been practicing already.
Well, it depends what.
So I was
I
really,
didn't know where you come from.
yeah, I was really glad that I was like, man, I really can't say I wanted to be Russian.
There's a specific video I saw because there's like 18 different versions of the British accent. So
Yes.
you gotta find out which
Yeah.
area you want to be from.
She's
Are you
comes
more
from a
posh?
British family. She's
Yeah,
more
so there's a literal
yeah.
posh Britain accent.
Yeah, so she's gonna be more posh. Her dad's a doctor. They live in a gigantic house. They have a family of 8. They're
We'll have to get into that in a second.
Replay-
We have to digest each person's story.
Replay that
together.
video over and over.
That's how I narrowed down.
That's our next. That's our next step because we are going to get into characters. Actually, no. We'll do the pantheon, then the next, then our characters.
I've been practicing a Russian and a Southern accent.
Okay, so now the tavern. Once again, we can all change this if we want to. Right now, it's called the Echo Broadcast because it is an area that is like the one area that is able to broadcast. This tavern's like a huge radio tower, and the only area that has technology enough to be able to broadcast to other areas. Essentially, it takes a lot from Sigil. The owner is from Sigil, but he is a ghost that used to live in Sigil. That's why it's a little haunty, a little echoey. That's why it's called the Echo Broadcast.
I like it.
I think it does.
Yeah. And not everything has to be a play on words of the area, so I like it.
Okay. Hell yeah. No debates. We got it. Shadow Islands, Washington, England, Echo Broadcast. And I think that's all 8 areas.
Yeah, England.
England. Look, I didn't write the mixed names down. I think you guys got that.
You have to. That's what we're going to.
That's what's gonna be on the
Yeah, when we're going to say welcome to England. Welcome to San Francisco.
when a map is presented.
Yeah, but that's city stuff, right?
Yes, that is
Okay, yeah.
technically city stuff.
'Cause I'm focusing on the countries.
Echo broadcast.
Is the
That's
tavern.
that's the name of the tavern.
What's the food?
It's ghost.
It that's true. We can focus on that. Originally, I had ramen here, but
Water?
Ramen.
it's like a ramen bar.
Ramen.
Yeah, no, that's gonna have to
Nah,
be
yeah.
It's gonna be beans and toast.
It's gotta be
That's why I was just like, I feel like that's gonna have
Washington
to
in
change.
England? Yeah, it's like ale and
Beans and toast.
soup and I don't know what Washington is. Yeah.
Clam chowder, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have made mean clam chowder.
Yeah. Lots of soup and
What's it? What? They probably like you're probably really good at.
So it's more of
because
a.
England is like soupy,
Hmm.
like clam
Okay.
chowder. I don't really know Washington-based food.
So a soup
Yeah.
bar.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I would.
It's still ramen can still be served.
Yeah.
For those that want it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
And it
miso
also
soup.
sells hot chocolate. Because nothing
Real
better.
hot
I just-
Yeah, like
I
just
just-
like not like that.
Like
instant-
melted in a crock pot.
Yeah.
That's some good hot chocolate.
Not the instant.
No.
Boo.
No water right now.
Basura.
Chocolate bar shavings with milk.
Okay.
The Echo broadcast for me is just throws me off with food.
And yeah, to me, I could broadcast like coffee, hot chocolate.
I think of a very like a very.
Like it's like a show. Like it's like I'm picturing a coffee shop.
I think of headphones
Yeah.
and radio. I think
Yeah.
of that kind of vibe.
It is that vibe.
It's like Panera.
When you sleep, if you have headbuds.
Headbuds?
Not enough caffeine.
That's why you go to Echo Broadcast
For the chocolate caffeine.
for the chocolate caffeine. They make the best mocha cow. Dragon
Mocha cow.
Mocha cow.
Gotcha.
Ooh, that'd be
Gotcha.
fucking. That'd be kind of tight too. Like Dragon Coffee. Kind of. We can like ease it into the story. You know, like what if Dragon Coffee had its own instant coffee and you see it in a shop?
Yeah.
And then that way it's like, okay, so
Yeah.
we see that the worlds are merging, but we haven't seen the rest just yet.
Yeah.
Write that down.
All right. Next is Pantheon.
Okay.
Now, a lot of this, clearly, I've already made and established. But this is still our world. Anything can change. If you don't like something that I presented, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Oh my god!" Just let me know, and then we'll workshop something different.
Okay.
So first, we're gonna go with the area that we know as the Heartlands. This ain't changing. We know who it is. It's Maddie.
Maxi.
I thank you. I was gonna
Hell
say
no.
it. I kept saying it in my head. It's got.
No, it's not.
No, Maddie and Maxi combined, now they're Mad C.
Next, this
Mad.
next this one ain't changing either. Gale,
Gil.
Okay, wait. Heartlands is what?
Yeah.
Maddie.
Maddie. If you want the nickname, I'll give you the nickname too. You want to do some yoga?
Maddie's nickname? You want to give us Maddie's nickname?
Yeah, they all have nicknames.
Oh, sure. They're like Pantheon names?
Yeah, basically just giving them a little bit more of identifying.
Yeah, for some reason, I
Gale's
wanna say
the
Pokemon.
Embermine.
I know that's not the right
And
word.
the region is the Stormlands.
Yeah.
Alias.
No. Yes and no. That is like one word.
Yeah, you did say that. Gale.
Yes.
G-A-L-E, Gale.
Just like the wind.
Okay.
And then,
Wait. Stop.
Sorry.
Are we doing nicknames?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their nicknames, yeah.
Yeah. So,
So-
Maddie.
the Verdant Mother. The Verdant Mother.
Okay.
Verdant.
And then,
Ther.
sorry, I'm really
Gale.
going fast. The Embermind.
Odd.
Now, these next ones, besides one, actually technically two,
Yeah.
are literally created They're just straight up from the brain,
Top of the dome.
and you can be changed at any point. Next one is for the color wilds.
Okay.
Fey-Nil.
Nope.
Thanks.
Was that a real note?
Was that put in Manhattan?
No.
No, that was in Louisiana.
No, that's Japan, California. That's
Oh, okay.
So-
yes.
I feel like something with Phil.
This creature, I'll call him a creature for a specific reason, is very luck-based and very festival-esque, essentially. That's why all the circus/festival vibes are there. This entity is very much one that drives culture, trade, and the arts. Now, obviously, these names are placeholders. I just liked having Fae in the name. Since you immediately said no.
Nice.
I'm looking up the word for luck in Japanese.
Feimori.
Fae Mori?
M-O-R, yeah. It's technically, the real word is, the Japanese word is omamori. Which
For
is,
luck?
it says for lucky charm.
Oh, I just looked up luck. It said
Because remember, their words change depending on,
Very much light,
it says
emotion,
Kaido is
color.
I
Arts.
think Feimori might work.
yeah, Feimori feels
I like Fae Mori.
Because
Feimori-
Mori also double entender for like death.
Feimori Windfall.
Yeah, I like that.
Feimori Windfall.
Because Color Wilds.
Fae Mori Windfall?
That's too close to Gale.
Feimori.
I think
They call that's a different term for luck.
It's Omamori, okay.
Yeah, that's what I said. Omamori.
Fae Mori works.
Feimori.
The original nickname was the Bloomright, literally just a placeholder name. What do you want the nickname to be now?
Sorte.
Sword day?
That's Portuguese for luck. And we're not saying
The Sorte?
we're not saying Shreka because it's Croatian.
No.
Wow, wait, what's your beef with Kobe?
No.
It's Sreca.
No.
Well,
The lucky one.
The lucky one works.
Something that's good just to be straightforward.
It's a dice with the number 1 on it.
wait, that's unluck.
Next one is for. Make sure I got the right region here.
Lucky one.
The Frost Wilds.
Okay. That's a little me.
This is Zevra. Rebirth, destruction, survival. These are the themes to this goddess.
I like her.
Yeah, no, she is.
My character approves.
Ice and Ash.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with the
what?
name.
Does she have an appetite?
An appetite?
Appetite.
Is that like
Appetite
a.
name.
The nickname.
Oh, the Ashwing.
Okay, what place is this?
The
Frostlands.
The Frostlands.
Could probably make her like the Ash Mother, just so it
Yeah.
deviates from Gale a little bit.
Yeah, the Ash Mother. Rush
The Ash Mother.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
The Ash Mother. Heard. That one was simple. Love to see it.
Her name was
And,
Zebra.
and in
Severa?
Yeah.
in irony, her symbol is the phoenix.
Oh no.
In the frost.
Now we don't have to pay.
They only saw the back half.
Oh.
They only saw
They're not looking, and you guys are keep putting it out.
But we want
That's you.
somebody to pay for them.
What?
Let them. She's gonna be the one that gets the money, not us.
He wants
I've already
someone to
established
pay
what her-
$1,000 for my foot.
No.
Someone would.
That's. I asked her what amount. Like when I found out that 1,000.
I'm just saying, someone actually would.
Oh, I see. I was.
Yeah, like you have to find the
I
base.
started.
Every.
She knows someone would.
Is that his price?
Yeah, that's a good price.
I'm not saying that we're doing that, not at all. I'm just.
$1,000 sub could be
If you guys are pointing it out, like someone would actually do it, which is weird.
No one actually
We don't
would.
have the
Please
viewers for
don't.
that.
They're not gonna do it.
Still.
Wait, you're telling us if somebody wouldn't give us $1,000 a month for a foot poke,
Foot poke.
foot pick
Yeah.
each month from you, you would not do one foot pick for $1,000 a month.
Look, we're gonna move on from this conversation.
You send your foot pic.
Nobody wants
Yeah, how about that, bro?
No, there is always a market for feet.
Yeah, mine are hairy and stuff.
There's people who like that.
I mean, for $1,000 a month.
Okay, we're not gonna get into your story about it, please.
Please.
I'll put it on a
Let's
video.
not get into a story about it. There is a story. We're not getting into it.
I think for $8. We're not that
No,
bad at all.
no. There is a story. We're not getting into
Cindy
it.
Sweeney is infinitely better off than us, and she's
We're
like
so
that
close.
Yeah.
Different world. Different world.
Okay, next is the Stone Wilds.
Okay.
This one is very basic, so I was hoping we could like workshop this one. I only went with Orban, the Stone Father. I had no creative vision.
If
The
his
Stone Father and the Ash Mother kind of work. I think that the epithet stays.
I just
Did not expect that.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would like it to be a play on words, though. I want it to be a pothead.
Yeah.
Okay, so his domain is
Just shag.
craft,
Yeah.
hearth, endurance, and then we'll add
Oh, so he's a buff, chill guy.
Yeah, he's a buff guy.
We-
can't make it shaggy though. I think that's a little too on the nose.
But they had the
Shaggy
that
adjacent.
movie.
Sure.
I know. Shaggy works. But
Well, since you guys have not changed that, we'll move forward.
Shaggy.
Shagbert.
Next is the.
Wait, what? Wait.
We haven't chosen a name for
Yeah,
it.
you
Oh.
back up.
I thought it was the Stone Father.
No,
Yeah,
no,
that's
that's
the
half and
nickname.
half, but his real name.
Oh,
His
heard.
legal name.
Come on, y'all.
For
Sure.
tax purposes.
For tax purposes. Okay, so Orban is gone.
Shooby.
Shooby's good.
Like Scooby and Shaggy.
Shooby.
Shooby dooby dooba. And that could be like, he could do that.
Yeah.
Shooby dooby
Once
dooba.
things get too quiet.
Shooby.
He doesn't, that
Okay.
could be his like flaw. He doesn't like silence.
Yeah.
Shooby dooby dooba.
Thank you.
Shooby dooby 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 dooby. Shut up.
Perfect.
Please make that. Should we? Please.
Yeah.
Please. That
We-
was
It's
amazing.
now I give the themes out. You guys do everything else. Shooby is the name.
Doobie shooby.
It really convinced me with the shooby dooby dooba.
Yes! I'm writing that.
Great, because it sounded stupid.
This is
Beautiful.
why collaborative storytelling is great.
Shooby dooby.
Dooba. And
Next
shooby shooby. Shooby dooby.
is the Shadow Islands.
Yes.
Bah.
Nicera, the Crooked Loom, Domain, Fate, Irony, Illusion.
I like her name.
What?
What's your nickname?
Nice.
The Crooked Loom. Up for debate.
Fate, irony, and what?
Illusion.
People have problems because they sometimes just call her nice. That's-
I'm not
I
nice.
said the crooked moon, and I thought she was crazy.
No,
for a
crooked
second.
loom.
Dooma.
Like a fruit of.
Yeah, it took me a second. I thought you meant she was crazy.
I mean, we could some.
I thought
That doesn't mean she's not crazy.
I thought of like a mirror.
I
I
don't
don't know,
know.
cause like when I think like the like Santeria and the voodoo area, I don't picture like a crazy lady as a pantheon. I think like she's just like
I would say
Yeah.
crazy. I'd say eccentric.
yeah, like I'm picturing like
You know the lady in Pirates of the Caribbean?
yes, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
I'm
picturing.
thinking
That is
her,
exactly what I was picturing.
actually.
Calypso from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
That's what I'm picturing. She's not like crazy.
She's-
She's just like
She's scary. She's got a
Or-
scary vibe, low key.
or
but
like
it's
the
very-
witch mother from American Horror Story Coven.
No. I don't believe so.
It's she's got a very like you want to tread carefully vibe. Not necessarily crazy,
Yeah.
but if you do the wrong thing, your
Like-
your soul is gone.
Yeah, like she is not.
I'll
somebody
I'll
you
put
want to
Calypso
mess
adjacent.
with. Yeah.
Yeah, I
She-
like Calypso too.
Yeah, she's not somebody you want to mess with. Like you can. It's very easy to get on her. Like
Would we also get copyrighted for that?
no.
No,
No.
we're just not gonna name.
Yeah,
We're not gonna claim her
Yeah,
Calypso. It's
Calypso's
just
the name's in Freedom.
That was
Yeah.
everywhere.
Calypso is an actual like name and person.
yeah, and Greek lore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Um,
Calypso and Greek lore is very different than the Calypso
Yes.
Mhm.
So for copyright, you can do one or the other. You can't do both. So we can have her look like the Calypso from Pirates of the Caribbean, but we can't also name her Calypso from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay, so is she gonna...
She has the eccentricness of her, but she's not. Her name, that's not her name. Her name is Aira.
Nicira.
Okay.
That's the whole nice.
But when you think about her, we all imagine
Yes.
the
Okay.
Calypso vibe.
Okay,
Yeah,
then.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, that works for everyone. We'll move forward. Next is Drafindi, the Untamed Huntress.
What was this area for?
This area is for the Warden Wilds, the Scottish/Mississippi area.
Gotcha.
I think that fits, because Scottish and hunting, I think, brave.
Yeah.
Drafindi.
Drafindi. So I would assume it's probably D-R-A. It's probably D-R-A-F-I-N-D-I?
What was that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Drafindi.
Drafindi.
No, the nickname.
The Untamed Huntress.
What about
F-F.
Fira?
Fira?
Fira.
The
F-E-I-R-A.
Drafira? Sure.
I couldn't remember that.
I think rolls better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the double.
Drafira.
Double
Drafira.
If we can keep that, then I'm fine with
Yeah,
whatever.
D-R-A-F-F-E-I-R-A.
Drafira works.
Drafira.
Drafira.
Yeah, I like that.
And then what was her nickname?
The Untamed Huntress.
And her domains, I'm assuming.
Survival, beasts, wind. Hunt, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people would probably just call it a huntress too. So the
Now the next two, you'll be helping me with flavoring here.
ooh, nice.
So, no. Sorry.
Max D.
This is because of our already established Lord with Octopath Traveler. No takesies, backsies. It's our Lord now too. Why block? The Smiling Shade. Now, in the original Octopath game, this was a very important character. She was a demigoddess to a really, really, really dark god of sorts. And she ended up getting powerful because she started doing back shady deals. She's not a good person. Forbidden magic, corruption, survival at any cost. She tricked Maddie into believing that she was a good person that was willing to help, and Maddie is obviously naive at her core because she believes everybody has good in their hearts and that can easily be bent.
Her and Trixie are related. What area is this one?
This is going to be related to the Thornlands. This is why there's a lot of necromancy.
Oh, okay.
Forbidden magic, corruption, survival at any cost. Now, that is
Wait, that's Louisiana and Anima?
Yeah.
that's
I
Louisiana.
thought Louisiana and Anima was Calypso.
No.
Calypso was the Scottish.
No,
Scottish?
No. Sorry, not was
The Huntress.
No.
Scottish was the Huntress.
Shadow
Shadow
Islands.
Island.
Oh,
Shadow Islands.
Oh, so,
your area.
okay. Oh, then hold on. Calypso doesn't match then. If it's for that, Calypso does not match.
Okay,
Okay, so let's back it up.
let's back it up back to
I
Nicira.
thought she was for Louisiana.
No. We'll go back because this is the Washington area.
Okay, so
Sorry.
No, all good.
It's still fate and shit.
Fate, irony, illusion.
Fate and shit.
Fate, irony, illusion.
Fate's the most important one.
Fate's the most important.
I mean, I guess she still fits.
It does make sense for Thornlands.
Yeah.
It does
Calypso
make
makes sense
more-
for
Shadow Island
The Shadow Island, we can just base it off somebody else.
does fit pretty well. So I'm gonna put.
We
Nicira.
could always switch them. I don't care.
Yeah. What do we say we're switching? Flip.
We can always switch and have.
Because this is pen. I can't.
I think of the Raven Queen when I think of like the Washington area and fate.
Yeah.
We can always go with the Raven Queen.
In terms of vibe.
We can go with the Raven Queen. We can switch it up and just use it.
Boy.
For Washington, well, I think the other thing is with the vampires and stuff like that. Would the Raven Queen fit that too?
Maybe it's because it's also the shadow area where she's from the shadow fell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it would fit.
Yeah.
She's like ravens and vampires look like it's like dark dark, scary vibes. That makes sense.
All right, Nicera is now no longer the deity here. It is now just replaced with the Raven Queen.
I mean, it could
Wait,
still be
wait.
Nicera. We're just finding.
Yeah. We're not attaching Nicera to Calypso. We're attaching Nicera to the Raven Queen.
In terms of vibe.
Heard.
Okay, so Nicera.
I was just like, okay, if we're doing that, that's
We're just
Wait,
changing the
I'm
vibe.
confused.
all right. Let's roll it back.
Calypso
We're not.
is who?
Calypso will go to the Thorn Lands.
And we.
They will.
Louisiana Animal.
Yeah, we're going to mix the original look of Liblock and mix it with Calypso to make an original design there.
Nicera will be your area. Nicera is now going to be the Raven Queen.
Nicera was the one that was
The
against
fake.
Maddie.
No.
That's Liblock, the one we just talked about. Hey, this is why this is difficult. I understand. We're almost done.
This
Nicera
is
is
now
now.
Raven Queen.
Raven Queen.
Raven Queen
That's the
adjacent.
Raven Queen?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like.
And that's the Washington
like,
area.
theme-wise.
Okay,
The fit with vampires and
okay.
spirits and stuff like that.
Alright.
hmm
There we go.
Alright, bet.
Would I be able to know this god? Because I'm attaching Ed to the spice rack.
Which
That's
is
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
That's the Thorn Lands.
Yep.
I would say you would know information about them. I don't know if you would know them.
Okay.
We'll get into the details later, right?
The name of the Louisiana animal, what was her name?
Like.
Louisiana man.
Liza?
Liblock.
Liblock.
Nope.
Okay. But it's still the same vibe, right?
Yes, we're just
Yes, it'll be
changing it to a
Calypso
Calypso vibe.
Okay.
So she's not like
The way that it helps everybody,
she's
including
not, like,
you, out.
super evil. She's only a little bit evil. Not
She likes
super.
chaos.
She's definitely the evil one. I'm not gonna
Right.
sit here and tell you different.
Yeah, she's just not like she's not like kooky, but or it's like crazy.
Oh, you're saying she's not like kooky.
Yeah,
Sure.
she's just like she's like normal evil.
You're fucked up.
She just likes a little chaos.
I'm fucked up.
Little do you guys know.
Oh.
That's absolutely what it is.
What do you mean?
I just know his face. Alright, can we change the live block? Because
Yeah, the name.
it's lame.
Or is
That's
that
just the
what-
original
That's
name. We
the
can
original-
change
The
it.
original character
It's lame.
from his
Thanks.
favorite gaming franchise. So you're saying his favorite gaming franchise?
It's not. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not my favorite game. It's my
Someone
favorite
definitely
gaming
said
franchise, even though
There's
it's up
at
there.
least 2 Octopaths.
No,
It's up
unless
there.
it's like Leigh.
It's Liblac. We can change it. I don't care.
BLC.
the
And that's
vibe.
how it's pronounced.
That is how it's pronounced.
Because it feels like LeBlanc.
Yeah.
It could be.
I like
I
the block more.
That is good.
Yeah.
And
I was like,
especially
wow.
for the area.
I could be literally butchering it. I don't know.
That is good.
I like the block.
But live block?
Limelock sounds very
You're from the hood.
square.
Yo, get live block over here.
Okay.
Wow.
Love you.
Okay. 1 second.
And if you want to see more of
Whatever
me
it is you're
making
doing.
Caleb's face flatline,
Limelock sounds like a primary color or like a primary shape. You know.
It's literally just a name for witchcraft and sorcery. It's Old English.
It doesn't sound right. I don't like it.
We're not gonna go with
it
it.
is
I'm
a
just
shade that I
saying.
would like my color
just-
for like a car.
It just feels like a triangle. Like when you say live block, I think of a triangle and it's like a yellow triangle for some reason. And I
The
don't
block.
Like
I think it's beige.
I'm looking at it too.
It's blue black, actually. Blue black.
Yeah, blue block.
oh,
like
we
Frenchie.
can do that.
Why does it? Why the why fucks everything up? Sure.
I like LeBlanc.
Okay. The block or the black?
It's blue black.
Holy fuck.
I like LeBlanc.
It's
like
elongated.
Black.
like French,
LeBlanc.
like LeBlanc.
I like the
that.
black. Like
Blue black.
Let's think about.
All right, Lou Black. Here you are.
Oh, LeBlanc.
Blue
black.
All right.
We
Her vibe has definitely changed,
block.
and she's going. If we're going Calypso
It's like
adjacent,
Gambit.
Lou Black.
Say it like Gambit. Go ahead. You can do it.
What about my name?
Lou
Black.
Oh, like Deadpool. Oh man. That joke was funny.
We're good.
What does he say?
And lastly,
One of my favorite canon things is that what's it called? He is a very good cook canonically in the comics.
Yeah,
He
knows.
tried to make Christmas dinner because what was her name? Jean tried to make Christmas dinner and it was terrible.
We're talking about Gambit?
yes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
First of all, he's from Louisiana. Second, he's great at sex.
She wouldn't let him touch the Christmas
Throwing
dinner.
that in there in the food.
She wouldn't let him touch dinner. The people who could cook, she just kept them out of the kitchen.
Yeah, okay.
She shouldn't have.
It's Jean Grey.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
cause of like almost all of the problems.
She should have only thought about good dinner and it would have came, not cook.
Wow. If you want to talk about X-Men lore, let me know later.
Yeah, but this year is sponsored by.
I'm being that dick for what, just the beginning, and then literally it's just going to be nothing but nonsense
No,
afterwards.
that's fine. You know what?
Lastly,
It's sponsored by Marvel.
I know I know we've done 8, but there is another one that is not even. It's just because of our isekai area. Poseidon.
Ah.
Yeah.
Look, it doesn't matter.
No,
He's here, and he's got a different vibe completely.
It's gotta be here.
Yeah.
Which Poseidon are we going
Yeah,
with?
'cause-
Percy Jackson, Epic, or something else.
It was like.
We're doing our own vibe for him.
It was
So,
isekai.
where is he from?
Isekai Poseidon was like Epic Poseidon.
Isekai Poseidon was epic Poseidon.
It definitely was. He knew what I was doing. I was having fun with it.
What area is Poseidon waiting over?
Oh, all the ocean.
All of just the ocean.
It's all of the ocean.
So not rivers, not lakes, just
No, ocean.
ocean.
Salt water.
Water.
Okay, so if he's
Just fresh water.
if he's just controlling the ocean, then he's not.
No
Percy
drink for you.
Jackson Poseidon.
Say it.
Percy Jackson Poseidon was every form of water.
Are we doing every form of water or just oceans?
Just oceans right now.
That's
You really want me to do every form of water? It's gonna get
That's
bad.
not- no.
Yeah, it's gonna get real.
No,
because
because
Maddie has waterfalls.
True enough. She does. She
So
does.
salt water.
Salt water only would be more like
Yeah,
epic.
salt water.
It would be epic.
Because for the love of God, you'd be peeing and then you'll die.
I think we just do Epic 5.
That's fine. I just wanted to give him a pirate vibe.
Okay, you got the pirate hat.
That's the only hat I was gonna put on there.
Yeah.
He's
That's
still
it.
dick. Okay.
Yeah,
Clearly
like
you haven't heard of
real Poseidon.
that's just that, my guy.
nobody- Real Poseidon was.
That's just
everybody's
that, my
worst
guy.
fear. Because they were on the oceans all the time, and so like, to the Greeks, he was the epitome of death, more than Hades was.
They didn't fear him enough. They tried to fight the ocean.
That too.
They didn't try to fight the ocean. Like, I'll beat you, Poseidon. Stab the water.
I'll beat you up.
Bye.
I know.
Would you like some hot munchies?
Sure.
Would you like some hot munchies? That's. Would you like some hot munchies, bro?
Shooby?
Have my hot munchies.
Shooby dooby dooby doo?
That's it. That's it, guys.
The only one we didn't really change was like.
Those are true. They're couple of them.
We made him a pirate guy.
No, we made.
He's a rocker pirate.
No,
Is
we
he? Okay.
changed.
Sure.
We changed
That'd be funny.
the storm the stone dude to a stoner. So we did change that one.
That's
Yeah,
not
because you
bad.
guys want him to be more like Shaggy.
No, he's Shooby.
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 Shooby dooby doo. Help
You
me,
have,
please.
It's gonna be so funny. You gotta. I wrote
Shooby
it
dooby
down.
doo.
Anytime
If
there's awkward
if
silence,
we
you
get
just-
claimed for copyright, this video is gonna be used as evidence, and we can't fight it.
We really can't. We've name dropped so
It's
many things.
inspired. It's everything's inspired parody. Okay, it's not actually.
We're gonna get into the fun part now,
Okay.
and that's everybody collaborating to make everybody's characters unique, special, and fun. Because we're just gonna help each other out, our ideas out. We're going to. Well, I know Drake mostly has his figured out, so we can start with you if we really want to. And if you do want us to help you out, we can do that. But before you lock your character in, I do want to go over these two first.
Us two?
Okay.
Which two?
So we know
All of
we know Ed.
Okay.
We know Ed is going to be played in this campaign from the last campaign, Neverwinter Bards. This is where y'all lore from the last game will be very important. Now, I'm not exactly sure which vibe you're going to go, so basically whatever we determine for Ed is going to help you determine what you're going to do next as far as character development goes. Now, Ed, the big question for you is what involvement did you have with the game after the events that played out and are transfer over to this world? And now this can be collaborative if you want everybody to help you out with this. It don't matter, but this is still coming from your mind.
That's heavy shrug. So, I'm just gonna lore dump Ed here. So, Ed had a twin sister. They look exactly. I know. There's so much I wanted to do. So
she came with you.
Ed had a twin sister. Well, has a twin sister. Boom. They looked obviously identical.
Wait, for identical.
There were technically 3 sets of twins here. Let's be
Is that
real.
why it was like triplets of terror whenever we?
No, they just added me in there because 1, 2, 3.
Now I have a question.
No, I'm just saying the vibes.
Hold on.
You had twins, like the twins. Well,
No. When you
Why are
say
you
identical,
touching my toe?
I'm not touching your
you're
toes.
touching my toe.
No, I'm
You're
not.
touching my toe.
You're the one bringing it up now.
They're changing.
It's
biology.
I'm not, I was gonna
It's
say,
'cause
like,
us
how do you
three-
mean they look identical?
I know it was
No.
a joke. It was more so like the vibes.
Yeah, how do you
okay.
mean you guys look? Because changelings.
All right, yeah.
They're androgynous by name.
So let me finish. Twin sister.
Yes.
They both looked identical.
Yes.
Thus, Ed looked like her, but through time, Ed started changing. Twin did not start changing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part where we were playing and you were going down the alley and I told you to make a perception check.
Uh-huh.
You failed, unfortunately. And you saw a small slit of light in the alleyway. Ed was his original form, and he has a slash that they gave him on his face to distinguish the two when they were looking just like each other. They used Ed to infiltrate and kill people because changeling.
Mm-hmm.
Still, twin sister did not change. They eventually split the kids up, and then as Ed did all his battling, training, all his jibba jabba, he eventually just
Shooby-dooby.
fled. Shooby-dooby-dooby-doo. He just ended up fleeing because it was like, what's the point?
Yes.
So my main goal was to become super wealthy rich, get up the hierarchy, find these people,
Murder them.
kill these people.
Yes.
And that slowly tied into your story because, the cult and how it was like your uncle and then it was probably my uncle and they worked together, blah, blah, blah. So didn't finish that in our other world. So my sister came to this realm,
Okay.
but so did these people
Yes.
because it wasn't finished.
Gotcha.
So
you chose to invite them with you.
yes,
And they
because
chose to accept.
essentially, yep. Well, they got a deal they couldn't refuse.
Cool. Now,
So I only came because it was linear to us,
Mhm.
really, and I did roll for it.
So you brought them so that you could enact revenge over there, but they don't have no idea. Like you brought them to the
Mixed
new
bag,
world.
and that's really for DM too, because that's why I was like, Gail, can I go back and forth, or can I do this or that, or can I, whatever. But I would feel happier if I saw the light flee from their eyes instead of just on a hub.
yeah, fair.
Real.
And help you with your thing, with your dad's stuff.
Yeah.
And essentially hers or his doesn't know that but would be helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought about staying too, but I wasn't done with these things.
Yeah, fair.
But now your entire crew is grown up.
Yep. So it's like in that 20-year span, would have I already finished that? Or
At the very least, I could see you have knocking down a lot of it.
yeah. It's like how high in the hierarchy did they start becoming while I was becoming Man in the Iron Mask?
Question, because I know before you finished this, one of your big things was you getting told that you could work for Light Sword Enterprises.
Work for.
He just wants to meet Louis Lightfoot.
Oh, you just
Yes,
want to meet
I want to meet him so I can become adjacent to.
So
I don't necessarily want to overthrow, but he's someone that I want to learn from. So Burger King, McDonald's.
Gotcha. So did that happen
That's a
in
really
these
bad
20 years?
analogy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I feel like that's very important. Did that happen during this?
And that would be also what, yeah.
So what are we determining?
If I have met Louis Lightsword
And
to
work, like basically intern under him. Like
Yeah.
he became Light Sword Louis' apprentice.
yeah, because I want
You
to
ultimately wanted to be his apprentice.
because I want to build a universal merchant thing like him and become immortal.
I would say that you
Really want to become.
you have met him. Your teachings from him have only been from time to time. And when I mean time to time, I mean like months on end, since he's a very busy person. You
Yeah.
get a lot of information from him, and you learn trade secrets. But your apprenticeship is far from done.
Okay.
I feel like that's the extent of how that works at the moment.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I have a question. For his apprenticeship, where does that put him in the Light Sword franchise's ladder?
Technically higher than the daughter, but the daughter didn't really want much.
No, that's fair. So,
I would say he's
I
like
need something. Yeah.
fourth.
okay. So he would be like
So
he-
Lightsword 1, 2, 3 me.
Yeah.
So he's
That's pretty
3
up there.
Kevin Bacons away.
Yeah, you would need to surpass the other two.
But
Right.
he is high enough in Light Sword Enterprises that he would probably have some detail.
Yeah.
Cool. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, and because ultimately, yeah, Ed wants to do this forever. That's okay. So this is more stuff for Ryan now, probably me for detail, but to make sure, I wanted to make my own bank.
Yeah, see that.
Yes. Did I?
No,
So close. Am I close?
you're getting there.
Okay.
This is definitely possible.
So yeah, essentially like the mercantile class has. That's why I was giving everybody gold.
Mhm.
I had you throw gold everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you. One of the skills is that you can imbue it with magic and see into the person's eyes and hear what they hear. So if I had my own bank and money for everybody, I could do that for everybody. And if I could teach other merchants to do that, then I have eyes and ears literally everywhere.
Everywhere.
You can hear through money.
Yes. Oh, in 5th edition.
He was hearing through money, yes. So he was hearing all your conversations.
Yeah. So anybody who holds the coin, I can hear out of their ears and see out of their
He
eyes.
gave you guys
So not
money,
it-
he was spying on you.
Yes.
Gotcha. You
So
see,
not
I
if
wish
it's in the pouch?
As long as it's
it
on
probably
the
would have
person.
been muffled, but yeah. I wish you would have told me that, because then Tom would have actively always had a coin in his hand.
It doesn't have to be in your hand.
Well, yeah, but like I would have made sure, like, because
When he
if
does, you would be able to hear it.
yeah,
You would have been getting all the information.
yeah, like if you had told Tom that any time he was having any conversation with anybody, I would have made
Basically
sure
that,
I would have had the coin so you could hear everything that was going on.
It was in your pouch.
Yeah, but it probably sounded muffled.
No.
No.
Thus the what it says.
Gotcha.
As long as it's on their person. That's why I was always like slide a hand in your pocket.
Yeah, but like if you had just told him that, he would have just taken the money and gone
Yeah.
like, cool, cool, I got you.
Maybe
Well, he
in
didn't
time.
tell
Yeah. Okay, so that's something to remember. How close am I to immortality?
These are
Not there.
not
Yeah.
not
By a
close.
long shot.
Not even a grain of sand close?
You got a hint of potential divinity of like what that being
What it
your
takes.
one shot, but like divinity is a long shot and hard to do, but you could potentially do it.
That's probably gonna be your goal for
Or
this
at least
game.
a spark of the. You just need a spark of divinity.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That'd be the next branch. Excellent. Do I have any storefronts that are actual storefronts, not black market storefronts?
Do you?
I would want that.
Yeah. This is a beautiful thing about the system. Yes.
You like I think it'd probably be easier for you if you like franchised out light sword. Like, instead of having your own immediately, you can just franchise out while you're under his apprenticeship. Because he might not like you having your own.
That's why I was like, I wanted him to know that it's not. We're not in competition.
Yeah. But no matter, he might still, like, you can say that, but he might not believe that. So I think for it'd probably be easier to just franchise out, like, oh, I have 10 Louis Lightsword shops.
But I think Louis Lightsword wouldn't mind competition.
That's fair.
A healthy competition.
And he doesn't
is
have
good
any.
For the,
He doesn't
is
have any.
good. Healthy competition is good for both.
Yeah. So that's actually up to you. Do you think Louis Lightsword would still let him apprentice and have his own stores, or would...
Yeah, he doesn't feel threatened.
Oh,
by
there you go.
anything.
Cool beans.
Yeah, healthy competition is good for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say the resume is like, hey, I made this much at this amount of time and have this much network. Can we party?
Yep.
And he'd go, oh, you? Okay, let's see what you do in 20 years.
All right.
All right. Can I still have underlings?
To a degree.
Different system, so.
Yeah.
To a degree. Okay, so Ed, you are established. Now, keep in mind the state of the world. When we do start, this has literally been 3 months of hell.
Excellent. Wait.
Hell on Earth.
Before it starts rumbling down,
On the planet.
is my sister already with me, and am I
Yes.
almost done with revenge?
No.
Yes to sister, no to almost end of revenge. If you were to give a percentage of how done he is of revenge,
Around 75%.
75% is
Not
pretty
bad.
good. 75% is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Okay. You have been established.
But no peace. Thanks.
Now, knowing this information,
Yes, I'm going with not the prince, the Russian guy,
okay, so you're gonna go with
the sniper healer guy.
sniper healer guy. Okay, let's talk about it. Who
Okay.
is this guy?
Taco.
So I need to change his name because now he's Russian and he does not have a Russian name.
What was the Russian area mixed with?
Wisconsin.
You could, it could be a Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
It's Rushconsin.
It's Rushconsin.
Rushconsin.
His original name was.
Rushconsin.
I like Wisconsin.
Oh, I forgot. I made him like an.
I don't know what you made him say.
You know what?
No, I gave him the last name Lightsword. But I was like, oh, he's like some distant relative to Louis Lightsword.
That's funny. It's
But-
spelled slightly different.
Yeah, like
It's a
he's
he
like
event.
he's like a cousin.
It's like late swords.
But that was before when I thought
Late
of
sword.
Right sword.
when I thought of working with your
Sword.
detail. So I need to rename him
What was the first name?
Galen Lightsword.
Yeah, that's more like.
Yeah. Yeah. But for you, especially because you're doing the whole underworld stuff too, like I had the idea of him working for a network of assassins. But the assassin group is not like they're like the professional type of assassins where like they have standards, they won't just needlessly kill anybody, none of them are like actual psychopaths, it's just a job that they all excel at.
Uh-huh.
So that's his kind of philosophy. It's just like sometimes he works as an assassin, sometimes he gets contracted out to be detail for somebody. So I feel like while you were in the Underdark, you kind of realized I might need a little bit of protection with me while I'm doing all this stuff, and you might have gotten in contact with this network of assassins.
In this realm, but
In this realm.
you came from this.
No,
realm.
I'm from this realm.
Yeah.
Like my character will be from this realm.
What'll help is if I would say some of my underlings from like Baldur's Gate and stuff came and then spread out
Sure.
and found him.
Sure.
Because like I'm sure you were probably looking for somebody that could protect you and somebody that is okay with the killing, but probably not somebody that was.
This is
sorry.
a bond. You guys can
Yeah.
establish a bond.
Yeah.
I mean,
And you know about this place, so yeah.
Yeah,
It would be
so,
better
like-
to have you.
And but like I think like in my head like even with like the way Ed was in the old campaign, he never seemed like he was intrinsically evil. So I felt like if you wanted like a security guard that was okay with killing, you wouldn't want him to be just like an absolute dick. You just want like a guy that like is very like is professional, like will listen to mostly what you do, and like he does have to stand. Like in my head, I was like, he will kill women and children if you want him to, but he charges extra for that.
Okay.
But yeah, but like he's very professional and like he's not super talkative, and he's just kind of there in the background to like make sure you're okay. And the way he works is instead of just being up front and like fighting the guy when they come, he's just watching out, and then if he sees a threat, he just picks them off from far away before you even notice.
Now,
Splintered.
he's gonna be anime up.
Bond
Yes.
formation.
He's just gonna look like Ed, but an anime
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
How do you imagine this guy looks?
This guy is as close to human as I could imagine, but like he's very much just like say like late 30s, maybe early 40s. He's been doing this like his whole life. He was just grew up and raised to be an assassin. It wasn't like he had like a shitty life or anything like that. It was just like he was probably like a child of the streets, and then one day somebody in the assassin network saw him and was like, "Oh, we need more people," and he kind of took him under his wing. Probably there might have been a fight or something where the guy saw that this kid, like, even though like I'm starving and poor, I'm gonna fight my way out of anything.
Okay.
So the guy probably took me under his wing, and he was for the most part a good guy, and that's where I got my ethics of like, hey, don't kill anybody that's not your target. If you have to protect somebody, your main goal is to do your mission, and then once your mission is done, then you move to the next one.
Alright.
And like I'm sure in our contract, there's clauses because you probably worked with whoever's the lead of the assassins. The clauses in my contract are, because of how prolific I've become as an assassin, is if I have to take a leave, it's because the head of the assassin group needs me to take on like a high profile. So like I was thinking like, oh, now in case I ever need to like leave and play a different character for whatever the party needs, it's because he had to leave but he's gonna come back.
Okay.
And then the contract ends either on your death or my death. Okay. But every year we renegotiate price and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I'd say perfect. Not to take much, but since it's, let's say you started at 10.
Mm-hmm.
When we came, you were 10. And then through the 20 years of span, it's like you became so high up in your skills that eventually it was like, okay, hey, we have a high client person,
Yeah.
and then that would be me,
Yeah.
in a sense. Does that make sense? I mean,
Yeah.
I would do that. I would train little kids. I know how it is.
Yeah. No. And then if you want, like I said, and
But in the contract,
I was
yeah,
like,
you
we
can
train.
leave and go if it's a bigger, like, if we went and like, oh, okay, we gotta just kill some bandits, and it's like, oh well, I can go help kill this fucking dragon.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, see you later.
But like, and everything he does is very respectful towards you. So like, that was one thing I was gonna ask you. What name do you say? Because like in whatever name you tell him is the name. Like he'll call you like Mr. Edmo, for example. So like whatever name you tell him is how he will address you, the full name every time.
I know Ed's not his real name, and I already forgot the real name that I gave him, so I will get you his real name.
Okay.
Well,
But
I'll think of
then
another one.
make sure it's the name you want people to address you by. So like whenever somebody talks about you, he'll go like, do not talk about Mr. Edno like that.
Okay.
Heard. Bond established.
Yeah. So
Splinter.
my bond to you, I had already thought of is duty. Like my job is to protect you. That is, I have a duty to you.
Okay.
So he is
that one I have to
a
learn.
human-like man.
Yeah, he's like 40s, paler skin. I am picturing like he's very simplistic in what he wears. He like is either wearing his like just a regular coat so he can hide the rifle whenever it needs to be in a place where he doesn't have to have where it's not supposed to be out, and then like but normally he's either wearing that or he's just wearing like just an everyday suit.
All right, bet.
I would say also probably since we're in a different realm, I might even go with a different name altogether, and then probably just give you my real name, and then tell you to address me like this in public.
Yeah, and whatever you tell him, I'll do it.
Sure.
But yeah.
It's one turn.
Okay. I know there's a lot to do for Alice. I know that's not her name. It's just name
That was
backwards.
Is she a
will-
professional
I forgot how
player?
Bond
Yeah.
works.
A what?
Is she a professional player?
She was.
She was.
We know that.
Players.
we will determine that part.
Retired.
There's a lot that we have to determine with her, and
Gotcha.
we're gonna be here for a tiny bit with her. That's why I want to do her last.
That's fair.
So
Because I was gonna say
I know that you have a lot of stuff together, and now knowing what these
that
two
even
are
though my
doing,
guy does
I'm
not
sure it helps solidify what you were already going to do
Like,
anyway.
show a lot of emotion. He
But I
really
knew that there was
likes the sport
possibilities
beast
with
world.
what he was doing that might change your
I
You like
entire
Wild Ball?
I like Wild Ball. I
So,
like the Wild.
Nothing's
cards.
changed, right?
Nothing as far as like character. No. How
It's-
it ties into you two,
Thank
I'm
you.
going to need help with.
Hug?
Well, what we can do is we can have
Already
these
connected
two establish a dynamic, and
That's
you
why I
two
was
That's
like, that's why I was
establish a
asking. I
dynamic
was
if
like,
we
oh,
really
you play
wanted to.
Wild Ball?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, we can workshop it as
Because you
as
said
I
you were
go.
shortstop
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
outfielder.
All right, so
Outfielder.
this is going to be Drake's character.
Okay.
He has a lot to go over, so he'll go over his important details.
So she is Ash. Full name Ashara, but just goes by Ash.
Okay.
She grew up at the top of the temple in
The storm.
the Stormlands. She grew up in the top, at the top. So she's an invoker, symbolist, and esper. Now, the way that Fabula Ultima describes their magic system is that everything has a soul.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really pulled from that a lot. So I've dubbed it the Soul Stream. For as far as my character goes, and the idea is that she is particularly adept in reading the Soul Stream and manipulating it.
Gotcha.
So
You don't have to do all of it. You just go
I'm
over
not-
what you want to.
So obviously she grew up very privileged, but was rebellious.
Mm-hmm.
Her worldview varied from how she was taught. Blah blah blah. So when the time came when she was old enough, she became a part of a crew of one of very few crews that actually ventured out into the world. And is seeking to restore the balance of the world. Now, because of how open-ended that is, I can literally tie into anybody.
That's fair.
Yep. That is true. Yep. That's what he wants to reveal at the moment, right?
That's fair.
That's he is playing the mage, but he's using a thing called the soul stream,
Fair. Very nice.
and he is
That-
playing a girl.
Does everybody call it the Soul Stream, or is that just?
That is what she has called it. It's not something that everybody, like, people know about it, but she can physically experience it. So she's dubbed it the Soul Stream because to her, it's a stream and a web that connects everything.
So just
She
like the weave.
experiences it. She feels. it.
Yeah, like a wizard or sorcerer would with the weave.
Right.
Gotcha.
Dope.
So that's simple, and maybe we can establish a tie between him
Her.
and. I'm talking about Drake right now.
I'm
not
talking about
engaged.
Ash.
Okay, Ash,
'Cause
and
Drake already
how
has
do you
a
pronounce
bomb.
it? Because it can be pronounced plenty of
Splinter.
different ways.
As-
Alice backwards. How do you?
Asila.
Asila?
A seal.
Yeah.
Asila. Okay, so this is for Caleb, but like
A seal.
when I look at it on paper, I have a hard time trying
It's-
to run it together.
Yeah, it could be
It's Asila.
Esila,
Oh, because
but
it's
like
it's
'cause
Alice backwards,
yeah.
right?
So I don't know. Does Esila or Asila
I like
sound better?
Asila.
Almost say yeah.
Asila?
What?
Yeah.
Are we stop talking about Alice?
Not our
Alice
Alice.
from Twilight. With the
Alice. That's who my character's concept based on.
So
A
there
seal.
is no Dan or Tom.
No, not
This character's
but
totally different.
Tom
totally
and Dan
different.
are still around. Tom, like, if you want Tom to like hang out, and
Fine.
come,
Yeah.
yeah, like Tom will still help you with whatever you need, right? Tom is still an adventurer in this world.
Okay.
Yeah, he under like he's never gonna like it's not gonna be something he totally stops. Like he did get his degree. He's now a psychologist,
Nice.
but
Dan's
but
a
like
dad.
Okay.
well, I mean, yeah, you're a dad, but like I like
Yeah, I
I'm-
wanted to see when we zap in how much left.
yeah. After 20 years, I think like we would find a place to be together. and I would get like a real job, but like I would also like if you need me, I'm gonna help you. You helped me a lot, so I'm gonna help you back.
I mean that establishes the psyche of like how disassociated Ed becomes.
Yeah, no,
In a
Tom,
way.
He
Tom,
probably
will,
still
Tom will always be
actively in your
around, and
life.
Tom will always be around. Tom will still play Yu-Gi-Mon.
We brought it here.
We brought it here. Whatever other games that like Tom, like you are Tom's friend.
That being said, she is playing a completely new character.
Yeah, it's just based off of Alice from Twilight. So it sounds like,
I
when you
remember.
think Alice, it's like, oh, our Alice. No, it's just.
Yeah, I was like, you had another kid named. Okay, that's what I was like.
Yeah.
Totally get what you're
It's-
thinking now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not wrong. It's a little confusing, but this
So-
this one's just based off of
So we're going with Asilla.
That's a little, yeah.
Asilla, yeah,
Asilla.
Yeah.
Okay, so Asilla, Nullock, right?
Asilla Milik.
Asilla Nullock.
It's a little
It's, I mean, like,
Miss
if you're gonna play with it, we're gonna play with it hardcore, right?
Yeah.
Without going too far deep into like, obviously.
I sparkle.
I
Well,
only sparkle
in the
when
sun.
it's the full moon.
It's the opposite.
Never mind.
Wait, when was it?
That's
I'm
gonna
wrong.
look so cool.
Well,
It's your lore, not
What
mine.
did you say it was?
I said sun. But I guess
No, I
it's
changed
whatever
it.
That'll
the
be
hell is.
I
all the time.
changed
The
it.
full
I
moon one
changed
is
it to the
nice
full
because then
moon.
I can say what the fuck.
Yeah, I changed it to the full moon because I was like, in the sun, that's gonna get real annoying, and then I'm
Yeah.
playing baseball, that's gonna get in people's eyes, it's gonna mess with my
But
game.
that
I
would make
get
you a
it,
really
that's
good
what it
baseball
was.
But I
player.
might
Could you
get
imagine? You're
out.
like,
I might get
So-
kicked out of the baseball league if
That's
I do
fair.
that.
So what's
That could be how you
important
got out.
is
That could be how you retired. Like it was a forced retirement.
so
I just wear my
you were
clothes.
from Washington, right? The
Yeah.
Washington area. There is
Yes.
a baseball name.
The watch.
I have the
yeah.
team.
You said-
I have
you
the
said-
baseball team names.
Okay.
The wild ball team names.
Yeah.
You pulled them up.
Yes.
uh-huh.
I did let her know that this character in particular, avid wild ball fan.
You gotta, right? You gotta figure
Like
out
he
a way. to do it.
collects wild ball cards. Like he's.
That's funny.
That's amazing.
I gotta write that down so I can.
Let's
Hey, look
see
what I
here.
got
It
you.
is-
Oh shit!
Hasn't even come out yet.
Oh, that'd be
All right.
nice.
Now,
Let me write that.
you can name these. You can name the scene whatever you want. But right now, it's called the Drifters.
The Drifters.
You can name the team whatever you want. It is technically a team you come from.
Like poop.
Drifters.
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see anything else I want to think.
Okay, we'll stick with the Drifters for now. Work in progress. If you want to change it different, that's fine. Think about that later. We'll go with the Drifters.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
were a
that's
part
cool.
of the Drifters team. You
It's
were
gonna
an
be cool to watch.
outfielder. You were also
But use my shoulder.
probably the best player out of your
So-
team at the time. Now, we
That's
still
why
have not determined what this is, but an incident happened where she had to retire. Now, did you have an idea in mind, or do you want us all to workshop it?
I thought something having to do with my family because family's really big for my family.
Well, that's an idea I did have at one point, but like we can always workshop it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it known that you're a vampire?
I don't understand how it
Well,
says
I
it's
mean,
charging
we're
my
in
phone.
a state full of ghosts. There's a ghost broad, like.
But I
It's
don't.
been
I don't
saying
know.
it
like,
since I plugged it
my,
in
my,
an hour
my
ago.
real question is: are
Is
supernaturally
it
like
green?
gifted or enhanced
I
people
think that's just
allowed to play wild ball?
unplug it.
Probably
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
because
Maybe it
it's
got
like most
unplugged.
people in this world are supernatural or
Because when I
enhanced,
first plugged it in,
and
it went.
to really get like they probably have a league for people who are just like humans and stuff.
Yeah.
And this I'm just in the main league where it's like the supernatural because the
Okay, now it's back.
the less supernatural is probably a minority in the world we come from in comparison to like everybody having
The
supernatural
main league
abilities.
is the main league.
Yeah. So I'm in the that's not really
So
like,
everybody
everyone's
is
fine
just
with me being
cracking
there.
that.
Yeah,
When
it's literally baseball from Twilight.
Yeah.
Like it's that.
Except they don't break the bats.
They don't. They have specially
They,
made bats.
they,
Steel.
I'm pretty sure the Twilight
So,
was made of
There,
steel.
there are the original idea was that I think the question is also if you were already a vampire when you were starting to play the game, what caused the vampirism? I think that's a core thing because
Alice's
what my
vampirism.
Bad
idea
food?
was that something you guys weren't originally vampires, or am I wrong? Were you guys born
Weird.
vampires, or were you guys?
That's the thing, because in the movies and the books, they are not actually family. They are adopted family. They are picked like the
Yes.
yeah. They
are.
like help a bunch of kids grow up like then when they're newly turned. I don't want that. I want them to actually be blood related, so there's no dating each other because that's weird.
We have established
So,
that. Yes.
Yes. So I feel like it would be by blood.
Okay.
Oddly enough, like I feel like we're just born that way.
Born vampires. Interesting. So basically, from this goddess's corrupted vision, you guys were just born vampires, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. That's a good
Maybe my
starting point.
parents were turned at one point,
This is the
and they
Warden
found each
Wilds?
other, and all of their kids were vampires. But like,
Sure.
What area is this? Warden Wilds?
The Shadow Islands.
Oh, okay.
because it makes sense for my parents to have turned at one point, and for us to be born as vampires.
Sure. That works.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
With
you
that,
can figure out whatever reason they turned. I
I
don't.
got that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
We're still
But-
back to bad food.
As to what happens to my
Spice racks
family,
gone wrong.
Honestly, necromancy.
Does something? Was there a tragedy with what's happening in the world currently that made you have to go back and protect them or something, or something bad happened and they asked for your help or something to that degree, or is it something completely different, not related to your family?
I was thinking. Oh, it's kind of memey.
We don't care. You do you.
Edward's version of because he's instead of being like the cool younger brother, like
He's
you know,
a dork in this one.
he's the cool. He's the whatever. He's leaning into his Edgelord. Okay, he's leaning into think emo Edward. Okay,
Not
emo Edward.
the one that doesn't
Batman.
take baths.
No, not that Edward.
Emo
The
Edward. You know.
smelly Edward.
Because that Batman, that Edward is still cool, even though he's emo. Edward is not cool.
Emo Edward with his emo girlfriend who wants to be a vampire so bad,
Yes.
and but Edward
The
doesn't want
bald
to turn her because he's like, no, because then you'll leave me, and she's like, no, but I want you to turn me, and then she only
about
wants
crumble.
to turn into a
Yeah, I
vampire,
kept
as we
looking
all
at it. I
know.
was
This
like,
was
did you
always
come from here?
Bella only wanted to be a vampire. She did not like that man.
That's fair.
That's
But
most
I
relationships.
also want to make another point. She also did not like Jacob. She did not actually
She did
like.
She wanted whoever could give her immortality.
Yes, which
Yeah.
both of them could have. Both
Yeah.
of them could.
Because
It was just Edward was there first.
Yeah.
She saw a whole happy life where her father was still in the picture, and she was like, nah.
To be
She
fair,
did Charlie so wrong.
to be fair, she probably could have still had Charlie around if
I just
she
want 'em all.
went with Jacob.
Yeah, exactly. She could have gone with Jacob and then happy
Wow,
family.
that's funny.
And
Also, Alice apparently had her vision, had the power to see the future before she turned into a vampire. So they put her in a mental asylum.
Yeah, I
and
was looking for the
James was
walnuts.
trying to eat her, so a different vampire turned her to prevent that from happening.
yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah, I was just letting you know what happened to Alice in that, 'cause I had to look it all up.
So what caused her to retire?
Not enough
I
sponsorship.
was thinking Edward's causing problems.
Okay.
Edward's causing some serious problems, and obviously my dad's a doctor. He's busy. I have siblings to take care of or to help. My mom may have gotten ill. I don't know how she would have gotten ill. I don't know how.
I have to ask. Can I please try some?
So,
I don't know. I
This
don't know
isn't
actually. What
Dan,
thoughts?
can I
Every
Thoughts?
quarter
smell
of
it?
water.
how good of a wild
What
ball
does that
player
sound?
were you?
Real good.
I love.
Like, are we talking like Babe Ruth?
It's really
He
good.
said
passion,
he said
so
I
I
was
don't
the
know,
best
like,
in
in the team, but not the best in the
How good of a
need
baseball
hydration.
player?
league. Was she a record setter?
Because I haven't had that one. I've had like mostly all of them. Maybe
Like, I know
that's
she could
weird
be in a
luck.
team
Like,
record
it
setter.
doesn't have to be Babe Ruth level, obviously,
No.
but it can be like.
As weird as cherry lime sounds,
I think the definition we're looking for is: do you want to be
Famous.
popular because you set records,
I like
or popular
cherry.
because
That's interesting.
people like you as your baseball? We're talking.
it's like a mild.
Do you want to be King Griffey Jr.?
Okay.
Who's just
Yeah, I
people
haven't
really
had
just
passion
like
for
King
it.
Griffey Jr.
Something like Derek Jeter.
I like the
Derek
black
Jeter's a
Or do
good
you want to be
player.
Mark McGuire, who set records regardless of
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea who either. of those
Okay,
people
so Derek Jeter.
are.
Popularity
I know
versus
Derek
world.
Jeter.
Yeah, Derek Jeter is a good baseball player, but he
He's
was
very
more
popular.
popular than he was efficient as a.
Do you know Barry Bonds?
No.
Barry
Okay,
Bonds?
these guys are home run setters.
Barry Bonds
record
is
setters.
more akin to Alice,
Oh.
where it's just like you knock the ball and it
What
goes.
about Roberto Clemente? Is he more popular because he was like the first Puerto Rican baseball player, or was he actually good?
Probably the Puerto Rican.
It's hard when there's so many baseball players. It's hard to be like, wow, you stand out.
That's what I
It's
wanted
just
to know
Unless
too.
you're just Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. Yeah, Logan Paul.
Unless you're a pitcher.
Do you? Oh, I got
I
you.
really
wanna
hard
be
to stand
a
out.
really good player, but I don't want it to be like I'm literally like Babe Ruth.
Okay,
I
so
want
you
a
want
good
to
popular.
medium.
so you could be like Derek Jeter, or like if you want to be better than like the Derek Jeter, you could be like a Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson.
Who is really for his time great,
Really good.
but also really polarizing because of the time
I don't
period.
want to be polarized.
No, but he would just be popular
Yeah,
instead
I
of
would've went
polarizing.
We're gonna
like-
go with popular.
I would have
You
went
wanna
with
be
like
a
Logan Paul,
popular
good wrestler or just
player?
popular?
Not like a world second.
Yeah,
Like,
you're-
a lot of people
you're-
know you. You're a
You're
celebrity.
really good,
Okay.
but you're also really popular.
I'll take it.
Yeah, so like you're probably like in.
I'm good, but I'm not like
No, you're
like
probably-
Babe Ruth.
You're
you know,
in like
and I'll
like
take
if
that.
if there was a tier system where S is the best, you're probably like an A tier.
That's fine with me.
So-
I think that's fine with me. I feel
Right-
like
right below an S?
starting off at
Yeah,
S
we're
tier
gonna
would
get
be insane.
autographs.
You know.
And Sierra Board.
And sell them. We're gonna
So-
swab them and sell them.
That being
Probably get
said,
her to
you
autograph
stepped
by
down
all of
because you
my
were having
cards
problems
of
with your
her.
brother.
That's
With
what
putting
I'm thinking.
Edward in the name
I'm writing that
at the
down for
moment.
your.
Clearly, we'll just do
your
whatever
lore.
we want when we come
Eddie.
to
Eddie.
Eddie. That's funny. Eddie, it is
Draw
because
with
Eddie was having problems.
Disgusting.
What? Okay, but like, what problems is Eddie having? I need help with that.
Drugs?
I don't know
Well,
what.
the problem is that we are doing a serious tone too.
So
That's
wait,
exactly why I'm like I don't.
One
think it
too
would
many
use-
humans.
Ooh,
Okay,
can
I-
he be?
I-
One too many humans.
wait, it could actually be like because your family has the whole no human blood rule.
Can he have a
Oh,
spice problem?
yeah.
So Eddie could have the problem of he does drink human blood.
You may not necessarily kill them.
And does a lot of spice?
Hen does a lot of spice, I guess.
No.
That helped
No
me out.
spice. She said no to the spice.
What if there was blood in the spice?
No.
There's probably
What if he found out that some of the
He
people I use
doesn't
for
want
drug mules?
Spice. He does not want
Okay,
spice.
so we're no on the spice, but what about cocaine?
No
No.
more drugs.
Well, okay, you didn't let me finish. Some of my drug mules, the bags of spice exploded inside of their body. He drank their blood. It's a different form of blood that he's never had.
No spice. No drugs.
Okay,
the
just-
human blood's already a problem.
Okay.
Human
So
blood
two-
is already a
Two
problem.
vampires, I would say human blood is akin to drugs.
Yes.
Yeah. So human blood.
No.
It's just it wasn't. It's not
No,
necessarily.
no,
It's
spice.
not actually spice. It's just blended.
Okay, so
No spice.
He's trying.
It's like
He
peanut
keeps trying to like my brother keeps trying to drink human blood. Like
Okay.
his girlfriend's in danger, and then they keep doing this weird thing. We have to kind of keep them away from each other. They won't get away from each other, and now I have to get in there and like help keep him away from right, and not necessarily keep him away, but keep him from freaking drinking his girlfriend's blood and like going around. Because if he drinks his girlfriend's blood, he's gonna start drinking everybody else's blood, and then
And then the calamity.
and then the
Yeah.
calamity happens.
so.
We'll get into what that means because then that's in my corner and I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
He's got if it's a drug problem, it's a
Okay,
human
just-
blood problem.
just a little
It's
bit.
a human blood problem.
And you had to leave because of the controversy surrounding your brother.
Yes! And I'm pissed off at my brother because he's Because
Oh, so
although
somebody
he's
caught
drinking,
him.
yeah,
Like,
he
he got
was
caught
like drinking
drinking.
from his girlfriend. And, like, not
it
turning her, but, like,
backlash to
drinking
your
from his-
popularity.
Yeah.
And,
Well-
and your sponsorships pulled out.
Well, no.
It doesn't have to
no,
be like a-
I don't think that heavy because they all know I don't.
No, I'm honestly, let's be real. If it's MLB, they probably tried to shush it as much as possible, but then they let her go too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's,
like-
it,
To avoid that kind of
Yeah.
controversy.
And they know how I am, and like my rest of my family is. They probably see him as the crazy one, which is valid. But I still have to. That's still my brother. I have to go stop him and make sure that he like gets his life together. Because someone caught him
Forever.
drinking his girlfriend's blood.
oh, wait,
On what time of the...
Not like that.
wait, that
Can help everybody.
now to be fair, I know this is disgusting, right? But
Here
that
we
would be
go.
a
It
loophole.
wasn't the time of the month.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he
It
just
was
got
not
used
the
to
time
it
of
and
the
just
month.
wanted more at a
Woo-wee.
different period of the month.
Shoo-wee! That's
So he was drinking
Sure
her
might have just been
blood,
a late flow month for her.
Yeah.
and so they now know they like it's still controversial. Like they know he didn't kill her, like because that's still his girlfriend, but it's still controversial. And like we're like we don't want it to escalate, so I have to go over there and I have to help stop him because not only are you doing stuff that's gonna ruin your life, you're gonna if you keep doing it, you're gonna ruin my reputation too. Stop it. So I have to go over there and I have
So how,
okay. So
how long has it been? I think
I'll leave that up to you.
Like-
I will leave that up to you.
Yeah.
since you've
That
retired,
timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this like a recent
That
development?
plays a lot
have
to
to
I
It's
would
like-
say like because of how I feel like I'm going direction wise and how I'm going to integrate you with the party. What I would ask instead is, would you like to create a bond with one of these three beforehand, or do you want to have it organically in game? It can easily be a no or a yes. It does not have to be an automatic bond.
I've already got an idea. It wouldn't necessarily be a bond, but it would get you ties, I would say.
Yes, to
What
why
is-
you would be together.
What are your thoughts?
Well, as I said, I have been a part of a group, one of very few groups that is capable of surviving the outside and has been traveling. So, we stopped by your area and you have to go somewhere, so you're like, okay, let's hop on this train to go where I need to go.
Like you stop by my where
I have one
after
for
I
you.
retire
I also have
to
one.
go.
And then you're like, okay,
Mine's
this
not
is a good,
one, though.
this is a good like group to
To go home.
Yeah, we'll,
Like
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
we'll see. You first.
That's an establishment. So I would say
We also have some.
We also do have some, and mine's not a great one, but it would give us
for her.
Yeah, for her.
That's,
Okay.
that's-
Throw them out. Throw 'em
So-
out.
Remember how I said it was an assassin? It could have been paid to take care of your brother.
Oh man. But he's not putting anyone else. He's drinking his girlfriend's blood.
Just saying.
Mine, because it all depends on timeline.
Yeah.
Since I am still working with the like black market area, that I'm gonna say this. You know, when certain jobs need to be done, but you're an expendable, I would be one of those said expendables. So we need to hush that issue as much as possible, while taking down other people that probably have more information on him. So that's how I would know about you, your brother, and your family.
But it's just he's only been caught with his girlfriend. I'm a public figure, so my family's pretty well known too. They would know that's his girlfriend and that she's still alive and fine.
But
So
very,
it just,
very
it
low
would
key.
just
Now,
be controversial.
Counterpoint. Now, for me, right?
Very
Not
low key. Is it
controversial
like
enough
other
to, like-
humans?
If you are the most important player on your team, people that are connected to us would be betting on the Wild Ball games. So people that bet for your team would be really upset that you had to stop playing. And they would see that the threat was your brother.
So they think killing my brother is gonna get me back to playing
I
games.
would
the whole point is to
absolutely-
protect my brother.
I would absolutely see that too as like people trying to kill your brother off, and I could be part of that.
Yeah.
But
and,
then-
and I'm not saying we do
We
it like
can no. You're thinking about negatively.
You wanted dark things.
Guys,
Yeah, but you're
guys.
thinking. Wait. Let me finish.
Yeah,
You're thinking about it.
I'm not gonna.
You're thinking
I'll
about it
lean
in a
into
negative
I just,
aspect.
You're trying to kill my brother.
No, see,
no,
stop
but-
it.
okay,
I'm
okay.
saying counterclockwise.
Yeah.
I would be
Stop
the
it.
one paid by your family to stop your
Hey,
brother
stop
from
it.
being killed from said other parties.
More nefarious.
Thus, me knowing about your family.
Okay, see that makes more sense. I like that one a little bit better.
And now-
than
to be fair, I am a professional.
Yeah.
You just pay out my contract. Or your family does. I won't kill your brother.
And that'd be another way for us to connect too.
I would not. Like as long as as long as I'm not getting the fallout for, like if I just go like my contract, they paid out my contract. They're telling me that he is fine. I told them that if it happens again, I will have to come back to kill him.
Yeah.
Or I could even help you hide him. Like I go like just give me some of his fangs so I could prove that I killed your brother, and you just you know.
And I would just want money. So
Yeah.
I would say, hey, we have a contract to kill her brother. I can probably bribe them to give us more money.
And then that's how I get your signed autograph cards.
And we
Yeah, I
slap
like that.
them.
I like
And
that.
we
But, like,
get
listen,
baseballs.
you pay out my contract, and I just need some sort of proof that I killed your brother. I don't have to actually kill your brother. I'm a big fan, and maybe perhaps you sign some of my cards. I have all of yours.
I like this. I like the you being like paid, and then he's also like we paid him to not.
And
So,
this
okay.
would take the timeline into almost present.
Yeah.
Or can we pay you instead to like keep or get rid of like the pictures and stuff and like all that stuff, like
Yeah.
the publications? Okay.
Yeah, so
'cause
that's
you
how it
can
would
be
be
like
happening.
more media.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fingers everywhere.
Okay, I like that.
I don't like that. Webs? I don't like that.
What?
I didn't like fingers everywhere. I don't like that. It sounded rapey.
Great.
I'm gonna say yeah, gravy. Webs. I'll say webs. And then that would take the timeline into almost present
Yeah,
time.
that would bring
Alright.
it up to almost present at that point because
Yeah.
So
he
then-
would have been the one to shut everything down. So,
So
you
I'm-
could go back to baseball if you wanted to, and you would just give me some way I could prove that his proof of death.
Okay.
So I
Now,
could give it to them.
how long would we have been working
I would
together?
say
That
we've
would make
probably
sense.
been working together for a few years.
If not
Okay.
proof
As-
of death, at least like proof that he's changed.
I just
Is it-
need like if you. I'm sure you guys have the ability to regenerate. You could probably just give me a fang or something.
Yeah.
Is that
yeah.
possible?
Could you
How do
imagine
you regenerate
vampires who
fangs?
can't regrow their fangs? Although in Blade, to show that you've killed the vampire, you rip their fangs out.
vampire.
But like, can you regenerate them?
I mean, they
That's
regenerate
sure,
everything
yes.
else.
Yeah. So you give me the fangs.
Just
I
takes
go like,
time.
here are his fangs. I have a basically spotless record. They would believe me.
Yeah, he's gonna be like.
And me
Drink
taking his
out of
fangs,
a-
like, because I'm sure they would regrow, but they would take a while. So like, it would
Yeah.
also stop him from drinking people's blood
That
for a
nails
while.
Yeah.
that nails it in the coffin.
And he has to break up with his girlfriend, or I will kill him.
Or
Wait,
her.
I
if
will
you're
kill
gonna kill him, then I could kill him and get my money.
Yeah,
No,
and then we all would.
Not literally kill him.
Oh, okay.
I will.
So then that would mean that we've been let's just say 5 years.
Okay,
You were
5 years is
25, then you turned 30, and hers is pretty recent. So I would
Yes,
say
I would say
at least
recent.
within the 2 years this has been
Yes.
happening, because publicity always takes a little bit to die
Shit.
down
Alice,
And-
until
Alice
you can
was,
go back to
So-
baseball.
Alice turned when she was 19.
She was
so I'm
19
gonna
when she
assume
turned.
I'm
Sorry,
gonna
Drake, I like
age it
yours
up to
too.
like 21 for her.
Sure.
With lamp wisdom 21.
So with that being
Well, you
said,
didn't turn me. I thought you were natural birth.
I
Like,
gotta
I
write
thought
that
you.
down.
Yeah, but like
Maybe,
in the storyline,
yes,
I was
like
just
you-
she's
like
gonna
you-
be 21.
Maybe we could just make it that vampire stop aging at 21.
yeah.
Sure.
My vampire stopped aging at 21.
Like they go through their whole life. That way you don't have that weird thing where you have like a child vampire, because that's just
Yeah.
weird in every media that does it.
Yeah.
Stop doing that, guys.
I always think
So,
of Interview with
With
the
that being
Vampire.
said,
I
and
also
that
think of
being like a
Interview with
recent
Vampire.
event, that could be the event that we can start in the Washington area, technically.
Yes, that'd be nice.
And with you being part of a traveling group of sorts, you could just happen to be in the area and then
Yeah.
just kind of like meet up with these guys.
Yeah, I mean, and as one of, I imagine, very few.
Who was it?
I have a basic concept for my character.
And as I imagine, there aren't very many groups like mine because
No.
of how harsh the outside world is.
Yes.
Like, my group would be pretty well known.
I have a question. Would there ever be times where you were fighting like or you were out hunting a specific thing, i.e. a dragon or something of the sorts? Because those would be high-profile contracts that I would have been sent out.
Oh, yeah.
So then we
Pretty
probably
much
have,
anywhere where there is unrest in the world outside of the towns.
so then I probably was also on some of those higher-end contracts, and
Yeah.
that's probably how we know each other.
There is going to be an organization, probably something, I just used the basic name, the Resistance, you guys can basically call it whatever you want, that is out there trying to fight the good fight, essentially. There's the Resistance, placeholder name, and then the other group that's out there is essentially a mercenary group of sorts that is neither for the people or Giovanni, and kind of plays the middle ground because they're nobles and they just look to extort. That is, basically, pay me out, I won't rat you out, or pay me out, I'll defend you.
So would
Depends on the mood that they're in.
the assassin group would be part of that then, right? The assassin.
Sure.
It just makes more sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
And I would
I mean,
definitely be part of the resistance,
Yeah.
obviously.
yeah.
And
I,
then you can have a connection with Joe because he's definitely going to be a part of the Resistance.
And I mean, once again, versatile. I would say that we could work together because I need, obviously, passage and
Well,
ways around without being noticed, which would be them, because they're part of the resistance.
yeah.
I could care less.
Right, so
But-
then who's the pay me out people?
Who's the pay me out people?
Yeah, I was naming my.
Oh, they're just a mercenary group. They don't.
We
have a
haven't
name.
have full names from yet.
Yeah.
You guys can determine that if you want to, but like that's neither here nor there.
I was gonna say the Red Dawn, and then I realized that that's Skyrim.
I've named my family
The Nolans.
The Bloodkins.
The Lolix.
the
The
Nolix. Nolix.
Yeah, the last name.
Nolix.
So you have the names for all of them?
Yeah.
All of them.
Okay, if you want to
There's
get
a
into
lot
it,
of them.
sure.
Dude, there's
Yeah.
57.
So Edward is Eddie, right?
Eddie no
Ah,
look.
there you go.
Bella
Andy.
is B.
B no look.
I'm just kind of keeping the first letter.
Like B like
Instead of
B-E-E or like.
B-E-E.
Okay.
Danny B.
Carlisle is gonna be Cinder. Esme is Eileen.
That's because she drinks a lot.
Emmett is Irvo.
Okay.
And then Rosaline, I was thinking still a flower, but just not the. So I put Poppy.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Because my
And
sister's
then-
name's Rose. That'd be weird.
Yeah, it would have been just an R word, but I wanted a flower.
Oh, you can't say
Then-
that word.
Jasper is Jimmy.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go James.
No, Jimmy. And then I don't want Renesmee to be a thing here. I do not
doesn't
want
have
a cool
Renesmee
name.
to be a thing. She will not be a
Renesmee
thing.
Okay.
is an
Not
acceptable
a thing.
Renesmee.
The
Wow.
I mean, to be fair,
Ricola is not going to be in this story.
hey, Nessie. First off, thank you very much. I mean, to be fair, it seems like
Loch
this is.
Ness?
Yeah, that's why she gets mad at Jacob. You did not nickname my daughter after
You
the
nicknamed my daughter after the
The
Loch
Loch
Ness
Ness
Monster?
I love
Yes.
the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, apparently she did not.
No
Well,
wonder she needed
It's okay if she turns into a vampire.
Wow.
Bless.
She will not be having that.
Cool.
child.
So I
will
would definitely
break
say
them
that determines that we definitely have a bond for a very long time.
then I could
And I would
use your
assume
shoulder
that
like
I'm not
a-
just treating
a
him as
tripod
a
because there's no way I could.
nobody. I would know her. I wouldn't know. I don't know that. I'll leave that up to her court.
Pretty strong. They're pretty strong.
But I know her family too, and I would say that me and Ash definitely work together. But don't know if there's a. I'll leave all that also.
Well, I would say this is definitely already an established bond.
Yes,
you guys can have a bond.
I have it written down that I have the.
Now the others can just kind of be, you guys know of each other to a degree. You guys have determined that, unless you guys really are just like, I'm going to create a bond. And
I leave that.
we'll just have to have a
leave that
story
as easy.
reason for that.
Because
They will naturally happen regardless.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah, I'll leave that.
Now-
up to you. Him is, I literally try to find him rare cards. Janelle's character, that's up to you because of your age. It
I
really
think what
depends
would be really good is
how close you want
the
to be with
calamity
Ed
elements,
because
right?
he's very lackluster. You either
So,
be close or you don't
her
be close.
entire
To be
group
fair, I think that's gonna grow as
perishes
it happens because
pretty quickly, and so
it's
she
fairly
is
new, this whole
looking for a
situation.
new
Right.
to
Because
So-
it's say about 2
continue
years
her
we've
journey.
been dealing
And
with
this just happens to be the nearest city.
Would it have been
That
immediately
is great.
that people
I
had
like
started
that.
coming
We'll-
after
we'll-
him,
we'll
or would
go.
it have
Gets
been
rid of
like a
the old
year
group.
after my?
I
It probably would
even a
come
little bit
for me
Yay.
to come after you. Just because they would have wanted you back, especially if like it happened during like
Yeah.
a World Series or something like that.
Yeah.
They would have wanted you on the team to make sure they got their money.
Yeah.
I love how he's
And that's
Okay.
where all these that's where these pictures come from, essentially, is because they want him out, so they made sure to find blackmailings from him to blackmail your own family, and then that's how I eventually
I
tied it
think
to.
we have a good relationship. We're not super close because I'm still very family oriented and I'm like focusing a lot on my family. And you've got a lot of stuff going on like with your family and like the background stuff works. So we got a good relationship going on, but not like we're not like you and Tom. You know,
Mhm.
it's not like that level, but we're not like
I don't
like.
I don't think anybody's like in
It's an example. It's an example.
Like-
You know what I mean? But it's not like I hate you or like it's a weird like
Oh, you mean
like-
Dan?
Right.
Or you mean Lisa?
Asila.
It's that guy
So-
that comes around every once in a while. What's the character's name again?
I haven't made one yet.
Okay, I
I've
didn't
been
write it,
busy
and I was
practice-
like, maybe okay.
No, it's because his original name I had to change.
And then it's the same
Doesn't
thing.
sound
It's up to you.
Russian.
However you want to do it. I'd imagine that it's very long.
Well-
so
something we do need to determine is, what does she look like to you?
Oh,
I
I already
did-
did that.
Is she not just Alice?
Well, she was working on it. She just hasn't shown us the actual design.
It wasn't just Alice. I wanted it to be a little bit different. I wanted her to have like white hair and like longer white long hair instead of like the black short hair to kind of differentiate.
Okay, white long hair.
White long hair.
She does still have a bit of like a shoot.
did anyone guess it was a Twilight reference?
The fact that we mentioned it over and
We've
over
only
again.
mentioned it several times.
But never said it.
That is fair. We did not outright say that she is exactly.
Good enough.
I think we said Twilight.
We did say Twilight a couple times, but that could mean many things.
I wasn't there.
You know.
I was here sitting.
The main character from Spy Family. His code name is Twilight.
Indeed.
So we could have been talking about
Spy
that.
Family.
I lied. I didn't draw her. I thought I did.
Wow.
Now,
She still has kind of like spiky hair like Alice does, but it's just longer. Alright, not
And
super
white?
super. Yeah, it's like here. It's not like down there because she's still a
Right to
baseball
the
player.
shoulder.
So it's like it's like a little past shoulder length.
Right.
Especially since she's been growing it out. It probably was shorter for baseball, and then she grew it out a little longer after the 2 years because she hasn't been playing.
Skin
She's
color?
got
Sorry. I know you were going. I was just giving you a prompt. That was it.
There you go. What was?
I literally just asked skin color.
Probably she's pale. She's
I know,
Alice.
I know vampires are like that, but I'm just gonna ask in general.
Yeah, it's just gonna look like Alice, like skin wise, it's Alice, but she does look like her in a way. She's got freckles though.
Freckles, right.
Yes, and it's really cute because when like she's sparkling and those sparkle a little extra. It's really cool. And then yeah, she's got like a little round nose. She's pretty. She's fairly tall and lean because she's an athlete, so she's gotta have some kind of like athletic build. But
Heard. Yeah, you don't need anything else.
Yeah.
That works. So we have established at least there are 2 other players here, so there are other people that are going to be here as well. But what we've established,
What do you mean?
we have mage,
Who else is playing?
Carl and Joe.
Joe.
Okay.
We have mage. We have warrior. We have healer / sniper.
Mostly healer with a little bit of snake. Or mostly
A,
snake.
a ranged healer
Yeah.
option.
Yes.
A unique healer here. And we have the merchant. Now,
/ rogue, perhaps.
this I know we're doing everything, but we're like literally near the end. This is the last thing we need to establish, and this is basic game rules here. As far as like what we're going to be doing, as far as rolling. Okay, there are 4 stats here, people. They give you they give you 3 different options here. I'm trying to find the page that gives you the options.
It's like 150.
It's under character creation.
Yeah, it's like 150 or 154 around there.
Character creation.
I'm at 154. I know that.
The specific page that you are looking for is 162.
162. Gotcha.
164 on the PDF.
Gotcha.
Heard. Okay, so there are 4 different arrays. Your stats are going to be determined by either jack of all trades, average, or specialized. What that means is there's going to be 4 dice. Jack of all trades is just straight D8s. Average is a D10, 2D8, and a 2D6. And specialized is 2D10s and 2D6, which means really good at 2, really bad at the other.
Pause. What page was this again?
164 on the PDF.
Now, each one of these main attributes are dexterity, insight, might, and willpower. These are also the things I'm going to ask you to roll. And most of the time I'm mixing the 2 things, right? I'm going to either be asking for a dex, might, insight, will. And this is all just going to be off of vibes, right? And then you'll roll the 2 dice, and if you pass what I say, then that's that. It's that simple as far as rolling skills. And then there is calculating hit points and mind points, but we don't have to do that right now. We can do that before we play next session. That way we get the character sheets and options, and then boom, we're off to the races. Then we can go over inventory points and these small little details that are going to make things way easier for us when we actually get into game. But think about the 2 classes that you want to start off with. Now, I have a feeling Janelle, you're probably going to go for like the
I was a Fury Weapon Master, yeah.
Fury Weapon Master? Gotcha. Then think about the options that you have here. There's no wrong or right answer, right? If you want to be just average, go for that. Jack of all trades, go for that. Specialized, go for that. It's very simple. And like I said, it's very easy when you like look at stuff. This is just we will have to go over it piece by piece, and it's very simple. How you start gaining Fabula points is very important. Now this is the main mechanic of the game. Each one of you guys are going to start with Fabula points, and what Fabula points do is, you know what, Drake? Do that for me.
Please.
I mean, it's on your character sheet.
No, it's not.
It literally is.
No, he doesn't have a character sheet.
I don't see it.
I
Okay.
think she would be a jack of all. Because
Okay, Fabula point.
know.
What you can do with Fabula points is
Okay.
literally on your character sheet. You
I'm
start
not
with
being nice.
you start with 3. You gain you gain 1 at the beginning of session if you don't have any. You gain a Fabula point when a villain makes an entrance. You gain a Fabula point when you fumble a check, which is rolling 2 1s, I believe,
Correct.
on any 2 dice. And then you gain 2 Fabula points if you decide to surrender when you're at 0 HP. We'll get into that a little bit later,
Yes.
what happens at 0 HP. But that is, if you decide to surrender instead of something else, you get 2 Fabula points. You can use 1 Fabula point to invoke either a trait, like your identity, your theme, or your origin. You can invoke one of those traits. So you describe how that specific trait is helping your roll. So let's say you're fighting a golem. You're from the stone lands.
Yes.
Some shit like
Yes.
that.
Yes.
So you invoke your origin to be like, I know about golems, so that's way I can re-roll.
Simple as that. Just make up stuff, have fun.
Yeah.
Use it for
Oh,
bullet points.
okay. So Fabula points are like mini plot points.
Yes, they're like mini plot points.
Yeah.
Grr.
You can also use a Fabula point to invoke a bond, and add its strength. A bond, we'll get into bonds a little bit later, but a bond can have up to a 3 strength. So you can, when you invoke a bond, you can add that strength modifier to the roll.
And you said we start off with 1.
3
each.
Fabula
Three.
points.
3?
And if you're ever at 0 at the start of a scene, you get 1.
At the start of
Okay.
a session.
Start session.
Okay. So then, how many? Is there a limit to how many you can have?
Well, you can
No.
hoard them,
Oh.
but we'll get into why spending them is important later.
Okay.
Mm.
Heard.
These are just small, important things to be noted because, of course, next week we'll get into weapons. We'll basically build the sheet out, and then we'll start playing.
And
Okay.
finally, you can use 1 Fabula point to alter the story in any way you want.
Plot point.
Oh boy.
It's a block.
However, it cannot benefit you mechanically.
Yeah.
Like you can't ask for 50,000 million gold.
You also can't ask to be revived from full health.
The example that it gives in the book is you can use a Fabula point to say this NPC is this character specifically.
Yeah.
I know this NPC, blah, 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 blah.
So it's like plot armor versus plot point. Like it's more plot armor.
No, it's
You
more.
can't-
It's the way that we use plot points in D&D is closer to plot armor. This is just plots.
Yeah. This
Changing
is
the
just
plot.
points.
Okay.
These are like real plot points.
Okay.
Like in the story. Like, like you said, like if you wanted to, if this is an NPC we need to talk to, you could make it one of your family members, for example, or like somebody you played with.
Okay. Heard.
It's all about riffing off.
That way, like you have advantages for talking to somebody you know.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yes.
Now we've done practically everything. I'm looking and just making sure that there are other things. The reason why Fabula points were important to go over because it is a very important mechanic to the game.
The reason why Fabula points are important to use is because the average number of points the group uses. So we'll take the total amount of Fabula points used and multiply it by however many people are playing, and that's how much experience we get.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I specified that I have the duty bond with him, so I can proc it more often. Because having
Okay.
just that bond gives me a reason to use Fabula points.
That is
Which
correct.
means I have to pick a
So then,
bond for you.
could we technically have a bond as a fan, and me as a?
Fabula has specific bond, there's 3 positive bonds, 3 negative bonds that you can have.
Yeah, so a bond, I guess we're going over this. A bond is something that you create. You can there's usually specific
We're
mechanics,
almost done that way we can.
like the Dark Blade can create bonds as part of their abilities, but usually during a rest scene is when you create bonds or strengthen a bond. And a bond can have as I said, up to a 3 strength, and it can have one of each of these areas. Like it would be admiration or inferiority, loyalty or mistrust, affection or hatred. It can only have one of each of those 2.
Yeah.
Up to 3. So it could be a admiration, mistrust, hatred. So you admire this person, but you know that they're a bad person. You hate them. You don't trust them, but you look up to them for whatever reason.
Anime.
And you still get points for this
Yeah.
bond.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
But
don't
as
have to like your party members.
yeah, as you
Okay.
create
That's
a
why I was
bond.
putting those negative things, because we can benefit off having negative emotions towards one another.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be positive.
So even though I might have a positive related thought of you, I admire you as a baseball player, you might not like me because I tried to kill your brother.
Yeah. Okay. Heard.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
And it still gives you the autonomy to like feel what you want your character to feel.
Yeah.
So you can have me at level 1 hatred, where like you aren't. It's not like you
Or I
swung
think
down.
it would be
An
more
emotion.
mistrust
Yeah.
versus hatred.
It's an
That makes
emotion
sense.
that is strong enough to create some sort of chemistry.
It just
Yeah.
hatred like though they're more loose. It's not like, oh, you hate me, you want me dead.
And bonds don't have to be towards players only. It
Yeah.
can be towards NPCs or even the villain.
Yeah.
Literally. Speaking of which, villains are very different.
Yes.
This is actually very important to go over too.
Yeah.
Villain mechanic is like we're doing away with BBEG as far as Friday goes. Keep that term and keep it to D&D.
Yes.
Villains are what you are currently dealing with at the moment.
Villain of the
There
week.
is no overarching villain. That's why
Yeah.
when we were talking about Giovanni, I wasn't putting,
Yeah.
oh, he is the main, there is no main villain. Because the story is revolving around you guys at all times
It's
in
like
the situations
Adventure
you are
Time.
dealing
Yeah.
with.
It's like Adventure
I
Time
did-
where there's a different.
No, yeah,
different
that's
part
what I'm
of
saying.
it.
Villain of
Okay.
the week. So
These
like
are my anime characters, essentially.
part of our character creation is we're allowed to make villains that attach to our backstory.
You could. Who knows? Eddie, you just made, right? Something happens in the story maybe later on, and somehow he becomes a villain.
No.
I doubt that's going to be
No,
happening.
no,
I'm
she's
just,
just
I'm
using
giving
it
you
as
an
an
example.
I'm not saying that that's like a bad idea.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
It was just an example.
it was just like a damn that could happen.
And
That's
I,
like, that's
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
I think the rule, the fabulous system
There's
puts
a duty
emphasis
bond?
that we are heroes.
Yes.
You guys
If
aren't
our
heroes.
characters are never not heroes, for whatever reason, I know we like to play some morally gray characters. If for whatever reason your character decides to lean more into the assassin, it becomes a villain.
Yeah.
It's now the DM's character.
So you get to just yoink someone's character?
Yes.
I
That's-
can't.
That's why I was saying like even though he's a
In
good guy. Like, he's-
JRPGs, you are heroes.
yeah. For him, the assassin
just make
thing
another character?
is just his job. He doesn't see it as like I'm like killing like to him it's just a job. It's not like he does it out of malicious intent. It is just his
He was
skills.
bred to be
Yeah,
this.
this is what I am good at. This is the only thing I'm particularly good at. So this is why I do this. But like that's why I was saying like I helped him hunt other monsters because my contract is for whatever. Like if it's a dragon this week, it's a dragon this week. If it's the president one week, the price better be really fucking good. But it's gonna happen.
So villains are a very important mechanic. During
Is it
this,
here? Or is
there's
that
going
just
to be
something?
villain
What's
scenes.
the bonds? Yeah, it's
And I believe you
Yeah, I
guys,
just didn't
when
see
a
the
villain scene does
bonds.
happen,
Um,
there is
no loyalty.
for bullet points that
the
come,
loyalty
coming
Bonds
to.
you'll find on page 56.
56. Yeah. I thought duty was just.
No, duty's a theme. Yeah.
I believe
His theme is duty. It's probably going to be like something like
Loyalty. Yeah, my bond to you is loyalty. My theme is duty.
so. During villain scenes, I believe you do get a fabula point.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
does happen.
I
But
think
villain
you get
scenes
two,
are
right?
literally you guys are
when,
taking away.
when any villain enters any scene,
Oh,
we get
true
a.
enough.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So even if we're not part of the scene, right?
Yeah.
We still get
If I decide, hey, I'm changing.
foreshadowing this guy.
I'm changing the cartoon over to this scene over here, and while you guys aren't a part of it, it's part of the narrative at the moment.
Yeah.
Then you guys get a fabula point as well, because a villain is quote unquote into the
And
scene.
it's each of us.
Or you're doing something and something happens, and then I say, okay, so a villain has entered the area,
Yeah.
and then a scene plays out, and then the scene plays out. However, I say the scene plays out, and when action is allowed, you guys being allowed to do stuff. Think about this, right? You're playing a Final Fantasy game. You wonder why the characters are waiting around looking like, ugh, what's
It's
why?
Persona 5. I'm
Yes.
playing Persona 5.
Persona 5,
I'm
yes.
playing
Whatever,
Persona
Any-
5.
whichever one
Any
you want to put in
JRPG.
there.
Yeah.
Any
I think
JRPG.
Persona's
Sometimes
like the
they
only one
literally
that's
stand
like,
around and
Yeah.
they just watch
Yes,
stuff
it was
happen.
Persona 5.
Whoa,
I think
what's
that's
happening?
another-
No, I wish I would have done something earlier. That's an actual mechanic, is basically what I'm saying. I'm not gonna do that often. I'm not just gonna be like, you guys stand there while I kill your brother or something stupid.
No,
like that.
you're good. I'm just thinking in my brain. I was mentally going through scenes in Persona 5 that's happened. So
Wow.
sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot, and that's a great example as well. But that's the example that's basically what happens. The thing happens, and then if you guys engage in combat, sure. Or if the villain just exits the scene after you guys have an interaction or whatever the interaction is, that happens too. It can literally be anything. But there's always a new villain or a current issue you're dealing with, and most of the time that's going to be revolving around a villain.
So after every combat with the villain, we will always get a Fabula.
No, before the combat.
Yeah,
Because the
when he
minute he
appears.
enters,
The
The minute he enters a scene.
yeah. as
So
soon
you
as
guys
he-
could be just chilling, and I could be like, a villain has entered the scene.
Point.
And you may not even know what the villain is.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Prince did that very well.
Yeah, you don't. You do not have to specify who the villain is. You can just say. He just has to say a villain has entered. We get the point.
You may be like, oh, I gotta look around the room now to figure out what's going on because I've got a weird eerie feeling, and it could just be a tavern filled with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, I like that. That's
It-
like
it is.
ominous.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Like, you
And-
get the ominous vibes, but you have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
It is actually highly recommended that you do that at least a few times
Yeah.
in the book itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's even like it even says like there are times where like we could be in a scene and he can start another scene that is just the villain, but because he started another scene with the villain, even though he's nowhere near us, we still get the point.
Yeah. There will be a
Yeah.
lot of scenes where we're not even present.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is a very heavy narrative telling. This is
I
this
love
is
that,
truly
though.
our storytelling game.
Yeah.
I
if
love
you-
that.
They're like it's a game similar to this is like Time Watch and not Cthulhu, but like there's another Cthulhu-esque RPG system where like it's like you guys have scenes and
That's the important stuff.
people can have different scenes at different times too. So like for example, you and Drake's character could have
Yeah,
a
I was
scene
reading the
going on.
bond,
Kingdom
and
Hearts.
you don't
I
have to
also
have
played
it
that.
even
Kingdom
for a
Hearts.
person.
No.
You can have it for a religion, a
Yes.
city,
You could have it for
any
literally anything.
kingdom, just not for yourself.
Yeah, as long as you can make it make sense, it's yours.
Wait,
That's
what makes
excellent.
sense?
The bonds.
Oh.
Could be anything. You can
Okay.
you can look at one of the soups and go, hatred.
I hate
Soup?
this soup.
Bond.
I fucking
Really?
hate this
I can
soup.
have a bond with a soup?
You
Anything.
can have
No.
anything, but it has to make
It
sense.
has to make sense.
And the
I-
level can't like obviously if you
And
pick soup, you
Like,
can't
like
has
okay,
to make
let's
sense.
say you do make a
You
bond
can't
with the
abuse
soup and
this.
you fucking hate this
And
soup.
be like, I
How
love
the
this
fuck are you
city
gonna
I'm in
invoke
right
that?
now.
Let's
Oh,
later
that's
down the
what
line,
you do.
I fucking hated that soup.
It's the city.
It's just like it could be like a good example is like you really hate spice and you found out I sell
Yeah.
spice on the side. You
Yeah.
hate the
Oh.
spice, you don't hate me, but every time I come into the scene, you can have a slight hatred point.
Yeah. You would have that's what I'm saying,
I
like
feel like I would have a bond with B, a hatred bond with B.
Yeah.
that's fair.
Anything
That's your
anything
right.
but yourself, which
So
kind
like
of
for me it's like I have loyalty towards him, I have admiration
right.
towards you, and then I also have
You
loyalty
can have
with the
hatred.
assassin
Yeah.
organization itself.
No one's gonna stop you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have hatred with B,
Okay, hatred is done.
which
Done the hatred.
I mean, I
Hatred's
just
funny.
don't know how that
The
would
soup
enter
is funny,
the
it's
scene.
just-
I mean, I guess every time I see a human,
Yeah, it
it
doesn't even
reminds
have-
me of B.
Yeah, I was gonna say it could be like as simple as, oh, this person is reminding you of B. Kill.
Yeah.
There it is.
Well,
Every time I see an edgy,
Well, no, it
Teenage
could be
girl.
like, oh,
Yeah,
like
man.
let's say the villain looks like B, or is acting like B.
And you can have more than one emotion for said person,
Yes.
said thing.
or
Yeah.
if something reminds me of what B did,
Just
or
kinda
like
nuts. Yeah.
it would.
It could even be like, even though you love Ed, what he did, you might have hatred towards. So if you see another vampire doing that thing, like
Yeah.
drinking from, like
Yeah.
the thought of like this is how good it is. The action of drinking human blood, you could hate. So anytime you see a vampire drink human blood,
Or
you could
anyone
invoke your
drinking
that.
cranberry juice.
That's gonna probably be one of them instead of B.
Yeah, that's why this system is so good, because it can be anything as long as you can make it make sense and make it work.
Yeah, so cranberry juice. You see someone
So,
drinking cranberry juice and
the
you're like,
last thing we need to do is this does not have to be the capital city.
Hmm.
This can just be a city that you just happen to live in.
Okay.
That because we've established that we're going to start off with the Shadow Islands here,
Okay.
unless you guys want to do something else.
No, I'm fine with the
It
Shadow
feels
Islands.
like you guys created
Yeah,
an
we
area
kind of
that
just-
starts you guys
yeah.
here in the Shadow Islands. Now, it can be a random city, and we can just create some base lore, and then be done, and then play games.
gonna
Or-
Google British places.
capital, where that
Oh wait,
is
I thought
where
we made the capital Eagleton.
yeah. If you want to do the capital,
I
that's
thought
fine.
it was
Oh,
where
I
Maddie
didn't
is.
hear that part.
No,
No.
where Maddie is the Heartlands.
Eagleton.
I think of Heartlands, so I think of this as the base.
America.
I think this is like central hub.
That could be like the central hub, but like how
Well,
we
for-
met,
for
where
my
we
city.
began.
The central area
where
of the
I'm
region.
living.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the Heartlands is the central area of the region. This is just we're creating a starting
Just-
town.
Yeah, like
This area, we're going piece by piece, and we're creating where we're together each week.
Yeah. I think of Pangea, so Heartlands, and everything else is just around it,
Yeah.
like the Fire Nation.
Dang, Pangea is awesome. So we're doing Shadow Island.
So we're just doing a super continent.
This bitch don't know about
Yeah.
Pangea.
That's literally what I think about.
Damn.
You don't. You have you never heard that?
I know. What
No,
That's
I
why
know.
I said
I,
fire.
I
No,
wanted
this
to.
song.
I wanted to follow.
Oh man, that I had to really travel into my brain.
It's a
on that.
Lil Dicky song.
It's like bringing. Settle down.
Yeah.
So
If I could play it without getting copyright struck, I'd play it right now.
Well, you can't.
I'm being a lot. I apologize.
No, you're
Please
good.
stop.
Um,
Okay, so we need to establish a city, and then
Is Eagleton what we said was the Shadow House? Cause you.
If you
Yeah,
wanna
Shadow,
go with the
Shadow
capital,
Island
that's
is
fine.
Englandton.
I think that would make most sense.
Yeah,
Eagleton it is.
Englandton.
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 Yeah, I was
Yeah,
mispronouncing it.
England.
Englandton.
And
Englandton.
then
Okay.
Yeah, Englandton.
Washington, England.
Englandton.
Rock flag and eagle. Englandton.
Yeah.
Somebody play Freebird.
Englandton. Okay.
Alright, so that's where we're going to start.
Englandton.
Englandton.
I feel like it makes most
Do you
sense.
guys want to establish some ideas as far as like what you imagine the city to be, or do you want to just do that while we play next week? I'm fine either way.
I'm just thinking forks. I'm thinking it's like a
Forks?
Forks?
fork.
Like
forks,
the
like,
utensil?
No, fork.
Oh,
no,
Fords.
forks. No,
Yeah, I heard
forks. Like
fork
as
too.
in Twilight. Twilight.
Oh!
It's called fork.
It's called Twilight of the
Oh.
Forks, yeah.
Bro,
Okay,
I
so
was a little
these are some
lost there,
names
it's
I have.
okay.
Yeah, I'm like,
Dimitri,
you're hungry.
Alec, Alexei. I like Alexei, and Nikolai. I actually like all four of them. I think I like Alec the least. So we got
So scratch
Forks,
that out.
Washington. I
Yeah,
have to
it's
look
literally
I've
called
always
forks, guys.
Alec
It's
means
forks.
defender of man.
It could be like
Forks.
middle and last name or something.
Yeah, I
at. That is an insane
code
name
name.
for a city.
Yeah, it's
Forks.
It's Forks, Washington. It's
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
little
Literally the name
town.
of the city.
I sold one of the DVDs once, and it was like the documentary of like the house.
So that would probably
and
not
the
be the
place.
capital.
No, that wouldn't be the capital, but
No, yeah, but I was just thinking the environment. It's like a sea next to the sea, like mountainous area.
Nikolai's
like
obviously
foresty
very.
area.
Nikolai is
Uh,
good.
obvious.
Nikolai means victory for the people. Then Alexei means defender of man. I feel like that's really good for what I'm doing. I'm
Man.
defending a man. Dimitri is just the Russian version of Demeter, the Greek goddess of agriculture.
So
Yeah, totally fits.
Demeter.
Forks, basically, city next to an island. That's what we've established as far as that goes.
Why are we here?
You've already
We'll play that.
You've established that.
No, I haven't.
You
Where was I?
when you guys were creating the bonds, basically, for him,
That's where she's from.
I'm crash landed, basically, more or less.
a party, essentially his party that he came with ended up perishing in the wilds. So he retreated into the nearest city, which is
Probably with Joe's character as well.
Englandton?
Englandton.
Joe will be with them pretty much.
And that's where you're from,
Englandton?
right?
Yeah,
Englandton, since we
Englandton.
don't
Cool.
like
So
that.
I
I would
live-
say we're doing a contract there.
As simple as that.
I also like Anatoly. But Anatoly means sunrise, which I think is funny because of being
So-
from the Frostlands.
Englandton is what we have determined.
Uh huh.
I
You're
do
starting
have
in
a
the
really nice
Shadowlands.
house in the woods.
Right.
I'm
We have established party roles. You have established minor things that would make sense for your team, and we've established what everyone pretty much looks like.
I have actually not gone over what my
Me
character looks
neither.
like.
Well, Ed, we know what Ed looks
We know.
You
we know-
assume.
You
That
you
it's
want to
the
go
same
over
That,
that?
form.
you know, that is fair. We are assuming that Ed looks like Ed.
Do you
But
guys want to know what she looks like, or you want to wait for that?
I would love to know what she looks like.
Okay.
I've
Okay.
worked with this woman before. I would like to know the people that I work
Yeah,
with, their
yeah.
names and their.
Yeah.
No.
So The most prominent detail is her opalescent eyes. She's very human, up as far as like figure. Standard human, but she does have opalescent eyes. She has blonde hair that is braided down to about her chest area, so it's braided and kind of flows down over her shoulder.
Elsa?
Don't do that.
I have a picture actually. Just we're not
That's what his
confused.
name was.
I like details.
Look, I was gonna describe it first.
No,
but
keep
he's
going.
Elsa.
Yeah, if you
It's
don't
not
show me a
Elsa.
picture, I'm
It's
gonna
not
think
Elsa.
now.
Don't make it
I'm
Elsa.
sorry.
Ooh,
Then
she's
me
mean.
too.
So she does wear some pretty heavy robes that have some like does really particular designs, but and another key detail of her is her bracer, which has it stands out. You're not exactly sure what it is, but she does have a bracer on, and she carries a staff.
All right. Perfect. That's what she looks like.
I have to practice a posh accent.
Honestly,
You can make it whatever British accent you want, but you want it to be posh.
posh.
Yeah, so remember when
That's
you're going
not
to,
hard
when
to
you're
do.
going to
That's
sleep,
really not
you
hard
put your
to do.
headbuds on,
It's not
and
hard to do. I'm big.
yes,
this.
you put your
This
headbuds
is
on,
kind
and
of
then
what he looks like.
subconsciously.
Except about the dark eye makeup.
You'll-
This is what it
Start.
looks like?
Yeah.
I'll start waking up with
Send
a
me
posh
that picture
accent.
because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna fucking remember that. Except
You've
you
never
want-
seen the Assassination Classroom? It is.
I just
Always.
my
It's a
brain
novel.
doesn't remember what the guy looks like.
Professor Bitch's the teacher.
I want to
love
watch
that.
it because I know the manga's
What's
like
the difference between you and him?
fire.
I don't have the stupid eye makeup under his eyes.
Okay, but everything else makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And he's also like a very like he's an assassin, but he's a professional, and he helps train the kids. He's like, I'm not going to hurt any of you. I'm going to show you how to defend yourself against bad assassins.
That being said,
I'd fund that.
we're done.
We're done.
We've done the important things. Now
I didn't say how I look like. You want me to do that in game?
We do it at
we know what that
We
looks
You
like.
still a
Okay,
suit.
sorry. Doesn't have to look this way.
Okay, so what name are you going by, and what does he look like?
That I'll figure out. I have two names. One name for the public, and one name that's the DL.
Yeah. Which reminds me, back to
So-
what name do we like from me?
I forgot his name. Dylan knew. Hardly anyone else knew in Baldur's Gate. I would be looking super anime style. So now I am like 6 foot-ish. I
made him
am.
anime, made him
Yeah, I
tall.
made him tall as F. Before I was just a stick, so now I'm actually muscular, but not like a slender ninja-looking type. Very long black hair that gets ponytailed down to the side, but then it has that
No, because we
anime
would be copyrighted
wisp.
for that.
Did you do
They
Keldor?
can't hear it.
Okay.
Is that what Keldor looked like?
Yes.
Fuck.
So,
Hey
I'm
man,
gonna show you
Caldor
Keldor.
Jason, sure.
Yeah.
do we want Damien?
Ooh, I
for
could
name?
put
everybody's
looks into mine.
Daniel.
Oh, that'd be
Technically a
fun.
changeling. Yeah.
Damien,
This
Anatoly,
was what Keldor originally looked like.
Nikolai,
Oh.
or Lexi.
No, not that much.
Not that much.
No, like ponytail all the way down to like back,
Yeah.
and then like the emo like,
Oh, the
Yeah.
face covering.
and
Got
then
it.
the pixie cut, you know, so it's like spikes up.
This shit. But
Pretty
with the
much this shit.
but with a longer
Yeah.
ponytail.
Let me see.
And then
Double
that
haircut.
that
With
that
longer
Heard.
With a longer
Is
ponytail.
that-
What stuff with the longer ponytail? With
that
the shirt?
Purple
cut
guy.
is
Purple
there.
guy.
Hard.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
And then that cut is there.
You
Do
still
we
have
like
the face mask?
Nikolai, Nikolai, or Lexi the most?
No.
I like
No
Nikolai.
face mask.
Nikolai? Let's say you.
Yeah, I mean that's very
Nikolai
on the
works.
nose
Nikolai.
You're
for.
Nikolai.
I am Nikolai.
But how would changeling features work?
You would just be a changeling.
You probably
There's no-
can't
there's-
shapeshift
there's-
as much anymore.
No points. I can just
No.
do.
Yeah.
You can just do it. There's no reason why you wouldn't.
Nikolai.
Oh, there's one thing I gotta know.
No, you're good. It's what your race does.
Nikolai
All right, let's have
Lukowski.
some fun.
Old as balls.
This portion is done.
Yeah.
I know what to do with Joe. He's part of the resistance. He's been with him.
Okay, so now I would say that I am over 100,000, right?
Years old?
In gold.
No.
Oh. Like you.
So now I've had 20. Okay, so what is it? Are we doing the just a one for one
I
to
think,
make it simple?
I think, for fairness, you should start with just like everybody else. I know how much, like, yes,
Well-
your character may have that money. I would say they wouldn't have access to it.
You
That's
probably
what I
are
mean.
using it to keep your storefronts.
Because if you start with that much money, it's gonna break the game. It is. I'm gonna be honest.
gonna break it?
Because
You can
everything
buy-
costs 200. The
All
most
the
expensive
stuff
item
in
costs
the-
1,000.
All the stuff in the weapon shop, technically, yes.
You would be able to buy literally
Oh.
everything. The magical items cost 1,000.
Investment, sure. You've invested that much money.
Yeah. How many you know if you have a few storefronts, that money went towards the storefronts.
Okay.
Plus, I'm sure you had to grease some wheels to be able to train under Louis Lightsword.
Grease some wheels. Yeah,
Plus-
just,
Plus, I would say your trade points that you get are pretty valuable as they are. So, having those, I think, equates to pretty much that much money. I mean, let me look. Let me
cool.
just.
So every day I'm getting 1,000.
We're done.
Yay!
What about to get the 1,000?
Let me just
We're
say,
done.
your trade points are approximately
What is that?
The mercantile?
your
You're
skill.
the merchant.
Oh.
The merchant
Those-
skill.
I don't know what he was looking at.
Yeah, your skill
Okay.
that you've been talking about that can create NPCs.
That's so cool.
Each trade point at this level is worth approximately.
Do you want like how I decided how to do a southern accent? Because I used your character for how.
75. Yeah,
Mine
75.
was character.
We're saying if we're maxed out at 5th level.
You.
Currently. Yeah, because
Janelle?
obviously
Alice.
this
Because you
is
take
based on.
one, right?
Your
This
Alice.
is this is.
My
You're
Alice,
just going based off your skill,
Well, here I
and
how I
your
did
current
that.
level is 5.
Because this is how I
So
did my
each
accent.
of your
I
trade
basically
points are
chose
approximately
a
worth
sentence and just kept
75.
replaying it over and over again until I got comfortable with it and then started adding
And
a
you
little
start
bit
with
more.
2.
So for
And
Ed,
you,
I was
you
like,
get
you know,
2.
Mr. Ed Mill is my
I don't
client.
know how many
Please do not try
levels
anything.
of this skill you're taking, but I'm just
I do
assuming
not want
one
to
for now.
hurt you, but if
You
I
get
have
2
to, I will kill
every
you,
time you
and I
rest in
promise
an area
I'll
where
make it
commerce
as
is available.
painless
So
as
you're
possible.
earning
I feel like that's such an easier accent.
150
And then
gold
for the southern one, I was
just
like,
by being in an area.
you're
Essentially.
a vampire?
That one's so much easier. Something's so
Vampire?
easy
Cool.
in comparison.
So while you may not have it in monetary
I mean,
value,
I've
you
heard
do
about
have
you,
it.
but I never seen a vampire before.
Makes sense.
It's British.
The only
Yeah,
reason
just-
British always-
Until it's been
as soon as
practiced.
you get a little, like, just like it has to be a short. That like for me, it was like
But I
a
get it.
vampire, and then like
Yeah,
from
I
there
would
went a
say-
little bit further. And I was like,
Your character's wealth is
how do I
not
say
in like
vampire
gold itself. It's
in British.
oh, you can
Like
say
trade-
whatever you think
trade.
is
Yeah.
easiest for you to say. Like whatever you find,
Currently.
like just like a couple
You'll build
words.
up your
like,
actual wealth.
Let's be honest. However you do the British accent is what everyone else is going to do as a
Yeah.
British accent, because a British accent is just the accent that you're just deciding to use here in the area because it's
No,
She was just
I
having
want
trouble
to
with like
do an
doing the
actual,
accent,
like,
so I was
yeah.
saying like the
I've
best thing to do
always
is take like a
struggled
small
for a British
phrase.
accent specifically.
Oh, okay.
The only reason I'm
so,
able to
like I
buy
was trying to help like go
monetary
like do a
value
small
for
phrase and then
points is 'cause it
expand
gives
it
it
there
a
once you're more
monetary value.
comfortable.
I'm trying to.
Whenever
let me
you-
see if
Whenever
I
you
can
spend
find a
2
phrase I can
points,
That's
you
what
can
she's
create
doing.
an item
Yeah, so
Her
like
worth
for her, when I
your
was doing the
level
southern accent for the
multiplied by
prince
30.
guy, because he was younger, I was like, well, he's
And that's
probably
your
never
2
met a
trade
vampire.
points.
So I started with just the
So
phrase
obviously I
a
just
vampire,
divided it by half
and I was like, I ain't never met one of them
for each
before.
trade point.
I mean, I've heard about them, but I ain't never
Yeah,
seen
and
one
I mean
before.
that's essentially
You
that's
drink
what I would
blood?
be doing
Is it consensual?
everywhere we go because it's the skill.
Ain't bad.
Yeah, and then the same thing with the Russian thing. I knew I wanted the Russian guy to work with Ed, so I was like, Mr. Ed Mill is my client. I do not want to hurt you, but if you try anything against them, I will kill you. But I will promise I will make it as painless as possible for you.
Sucker.
Sucker.
Shadowing English with Keira Knightley, British accent.
Or you could just
All
take
right,
the
so
actual
what do we
character
gotta?
from the movie.
So do you guys want to
She
continue
doesn't
doing
speak
this
British.
stuff, or
She has
do
an
you guys
American
want to start
accent.
playing games?
I'm down with playing
I figured that'd be the case. A brain break is
That
fun.
way I can also play this out loud without the stream screaming at me.
Catching.
Yeah.
Okay, we have it. We'll first. Wow. As Joe.
Oh,
Hello, my
wow.
friend.
I finally made it.
You made it right at the very end.
Fantastic, I'm in my pajamas.
Well, believe it or not,
Louisiana
Janelle
and
also not in
Anima.
pajamas.
You're the Black
Yeah.
Ranger.
Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah.
right. Yes, sir.
Aren't your pants black?
Yeah.
You're also the Black Ranger.
There was never a female Black Ranger.
Negrito, Rachel. Huh?
We have a
They've never had a
Louisiana
female
Anima.
Black Ranger.
Soda.
All of the areas
There's been a
are
female
mixed
ranger for
with
pretty
both
much
the
every other
country
color
and the
except
state.
Yellow,
red.
green.
So
There's
Louisiana
been yellow,
and
green,
Panama.
there's been blue, because
But
of
it's
Ninja
all
And
Storm.
then
comics.
there's Washington
There's
and
red.
England.
There's red in comic school.
Then
I've
there's
just seen all
what was
the
another
shows.
California and Japan.
How we don't
There's
put Joe
Tennessee
here?
and Korea.
I will literally just stand at the table.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the
on
blue
the
ray,
table.
there's the
I
blue one
knew
from
we were doing it.
Ninja
Ninja
Storm.
Storm,
Yeah,
yeah.
You're
you're right.
standing up all day.
Yeah, she was also
I just didn't want to be like.
Yeah, she was. There's the yellow one in Jungle, not Jungle Fury, the other one.
Wild
what-
Force.
Louisiana and Anima.
Yes. Oh no, also Jungle
We've been
Fury. She was also because she was a
Also
cheetah
Jungle
in
Fury.
Jungle Fury.
It's my forever
I
word
remember
now.
that one.
Louisiana and Anima.
I really like Jungle.
Let me see if I can find another.
I also
What was
really
the
like
other
the
one?
intro to it.
What was another one?
Yeah, she was
We
Nadia
had
from American
Texas
Pie.
and Egypt.
Yeah.
I'm only gonna
Then we
stop it.
have
Yeah,
Yeah.
now we're just
Michigan
here.
And
No, well,
Russia.
we gotta keep
Oh.
Joe up.
Yeah,
No,
he
Wisconsin
can
and
establish
Russia.
his stuff if he wants to
Wisconsin
with
and
us right
Russia.
now. Right now.
That's what we're about to do.
Okay, excuse me.
I don't think he has anything ready.
No, I have stuff ready.
He
It's
has
more just like
stuff
I don't
ready,
know
for
where
sure.
I am.
He just.
You're in
You're right
this
here,
house.
in this
You're
house. You're in
safe.
this
No,
apartment.
no, no, me!
You're
You are
eating a
in
cookie?
room,
We're doing prep. That's it.
eating
I know.
We're doing
Oreo.
lots of prep work.
I thought like for whatever reason it was like right there, like impromptu. Put your character in the story.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
No,
No,
we're
sorry, come
still
on.
like.
We're here.
We're actually
We're-
playing.
We're playing in the apartment.
Oh, wow.
As of right now, our two characters are tied together. Their two characters are tied together, and then
Splinter.
those three characters are tied together.
Nice.
Well, I think it's
Yeah.
important to, since this is now a thing,
Yeah.
Splinter.
let's help Joe with his
Character.
what he has planned so far. If you want to give your concept out, we can all brainstorm and even make it even better than what it is.
Fair enough.
My
Because
dad
your concept's
has
good, so-
messaged, I
Well,
guess, or is that
my
just-
character
He
was in
messaged a little bit about like what his ideas were.
Yeah.
Message
Okay.
me,
Yeah, that was a
message
while ago.
Yes.
Jeez.
Was that
let's
the
help Joe
pings?
out.
I was wondering.
Let's help you out. I'm doing this to practice the Russian accent.
Oh, nice. Fair enough. Fantastic. Sucks.
No, it's good.
What the fuck?
Coconut
My
oil.
Russian accent's pretty good. It's probably more Eastern European than the Russian, but
So,
it's
character's
It'll
name.
get heavy.
it's close enough.
Already have Enzo Ottavino.
Enzo.
Enzo.
Enzo's my brother's name.
That's not me.
No, my real life
Like,
brother's
brother,
name is
like-
named Enzo.
Yeah, definitely
He's
not
just-
him.
I know it's
doing
not
the
you. My
accent.
real life brother is like 5.
It's not me.
Are you gonna leave
That's
it here?
not me at all.
I'll
I'm
leave it here.
30.
Oh, I'm also 30 in this
I'm
game.
29.
He chose my age. I'm 30.
That's crazy.
There's too much
So
I was just thinking.
let's see if I can remember everything.
I
You know,
actually just leave it here.
resistance.
Just some kind. You have.
I don't know.
I am a tinkerer.
I want to let you
mainly.
borrow it, but my dad
Mainly.
also wants to have a,
And-
have a physical copy to
Yep.
look at.
Maybe you
Okay.
can help me with my
Do you want
rifle.
to take it with
No.
you then?
I
Okay.
can make it 100%,
Yeah.
but then I don't have one for
I
myself.
don't. I don't know.
No,
what
you're
to
good.
do.
But you know, you
Uh,
see my
I'll,
rifle, maybe.
we got the
like in the game. Obviously,
Yeah.
we know mechanically you
Yeah,
cannot
PDFs.
actually help
I'm
me with the
assuming this
rifle.
one is
Yes.
on there.
So I can go into like the character build. It's Tinker, Rogue, and then War Master.
War Master.
The
Yeah.
War Master.
Mm-hmm. This character's concept was all wrapped around like basically a. I'm imagining that Giovanni has some kind of like cult following, I'd imagine so.
We haven't established it. per
But,
se,
like-
yeah.
Oh, I thought that was an empty one.
Brother, get away! I just got here! Leave it alone!
No, I thought it was mine from earlier.
Alright, fair enough. You're good, you're good.
I was gonna go like, oh, I'll throw that away. No.
So,
Is this empty, good sir?
it looks empty.
It is empty.
Are you done with this?
Never.
Oh, you're filling it up with water.
Oh, there's
He's
shit,
going to
yeah.
keep because it's a Power Ranger.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Wow. Go Powder Rangers.
Wow.
So,
Wow,
continuing
mama.
on, he was basically part of this group.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, like, researching ways to basically enhance people
Yes.
in a way,
Make them mutants.
make them constructs.
Those are mutants.
Yeah.
There is
There's
mutants get therioforms, and one of them is
Is
Ew,
a
Robo.
construct, yeah.
Yeah.
So technically, yes, that.
They're making people into
Um,
mutants.
He was part of this group. They were obviously delving into stuff they should not have been delving into. Obviously, it goes awry. He was at that point in time saved by my brain. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
Saved by a woman named Anna.
And
yeah.
are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Anna?
Yeah, very much.
nah.
So
Right, stretch it out.
during this case, Enzo actually gets infected by the same thing that they were kind of like working on.
The mutant stuff, yes.
Yep.
You're an X-Man.
Yep. So during that whole chaotic nature that was happening during this sacrilegious site,
Yeah.
yeah, let's say that. Anna was able to restrict it so that way it's not overtaking him, but he still has to basically take supplements in order to ensure that it doesn't constantly like take over. So you'll see him many times basically shooting himself up in a way in order to like augment himself as well as like put in more I guess antibodies would be the best way to call it.
So like the leader in Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Yeah, very much the same. Anna is someone that I am trying to have be kind of a fixated point in the story.
That's fair.
The point for Rogue is literally, like I've told him,
Rogue.
there gets to be a point where it has the, I want out of this scene.
Yep.
Yes.
Anna is that incarnate. She is literally my, I'm getting out of this scene. She is, I'm planning for her to have a more impactful role that I'm only leaving to him because I don't need it to go like everywhere.
That's fair.
But
So you would say you admire her or you love her. Yes.
there is definitely some emotion behind that one, correct?
That is a strong bond to have with somebody.
Yeah,
A very
that's someone, saved my life.
Yeah, that's a very usable bond in the game. They give you experience.
I know.
That's really good. Very good.
I-
You
I
did
know-
more
I-
homework than you noted.
I zoned out for a little bit because I was practicing a British accent.
It's
How old are
So
you?
Anna
Yes.
She's okay.
It is.
Don't
She's
worry.
okay.
She's okay.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
she is, at this point in time, an NPC that could be a PC at some point.
okay.
Anna's his
And
Alice.
why do you get one?
So
Because he got this.
I imagine, you got infected by something. I'm shooting up basically antibodies in order to make
Okay.
stop an infection. However, this infection is making me a construct
Okay. That's
So-
wild.
because
Would
this
you
whole
say
point is for
color
again,
wilds?
it is. You
Stone
told me
wilds?
anime. You told me.
No.
I know,
You're
and I'm
going
like,
wild.
I'm not saying it's a
This
bad
is
thing. But like,
good.
you told me anime. I'm going that way. I just said, okay, I got it, Chief.
So you went to this. You come from the Stone Wilds.
He doesn't
He
necessarily.
doesn't know where he came from.
I don't know where it came
He
from.
doesn't have to come from the Stone Wilds. He could live in the Stone Wilds right now because he's about to turn into one of them. But
So he was part of.
He was part of the other group. Okay.
the Resistance, yes.
But seeing
Oh no,
The Resistance is
the
a good guy. So
the mercenary group probably, or like the bad
seeing
guy.
like how negative like the effects were from what the cult following was doing, that's when he obviously changed his ways and decided to probably join up with the Resistance in order to put an end to it.
Yep, and that's where my character comes in because my character is from the Stormlands.
Okay.
She's
she's a mage. I'm not gonna go into like as much detail as I did before, but she
Yeah, that's fine.
she joined the resistance to start traveling the wilds to start helping restore balance, and may have either joined before or after you.
Same time, who knows?
Right. But and then my idea was that our current traveling ship had lost its crew when the calamity happened, and we're now trying to find a new group.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah, I think that's the important part to get you all caught. So, melee warrior. We got our mage right here. We have a merchant,
Sniper assassin.
sniper healer.
Oh yeah, sniper healer. Yes, sniper healer.
This is
Sniper
like
healer.
the
Assassin
cheap
healer.
ever.
Assassin healer.
I may,
Yeah,
And
that
then
makes sense.
Carl's planning on going cleric.
Yeah.
I may
fair
go
enough.
I may go rogue. I haven't decided. I may go something else.
You could.
You could do
You
whatever.
literally-
Definitely
whatever.
merchant.
You
Because-
have 5 levels. You can split it up however you want. You
There
can go.
is a card. There is a card class.
Yeah, there
Excuse
is.
me, you say this now.
It's in the April Fool's
Package, yeah.
package, but there is a card class.
Um,
Let me pull it
You're
up.
gonna be the most memey class.
However-
You're gonna have no. You're gonna be absolutely
Yeah,
inefficient in battle.
Going
Okay, yep,
into,
nope.
But that's actually what's really beautiful about
Yeah.
the system is you can have any class and still be and it still work.
That being said,
Yep.
there are things that we went over that are just basic concepts of like the lands. That's all we've really done. We've just done some
I am
basic
part
work.
of the land.
We are all part
So
of the
you
land.
can. So if you want to, we can establish a part of the land that you've been part of, essentially, or a country area. Because they're essentially country, but we just call them the wilds to stick onto that.
Yep. That's fine.
I'll just give you one. Shoot fire. Frost Wilds.
That's where
Yeah.
I'm from.
Wisconsin Russian.
Okay.
Warden Wilds. Yeah, you guys didn't change anything about this.
Oh my goodness.
Scottish Mississippi. Thornlands. Louisiana, Panama.
Ace of cards.
Louisiana
That's
and
cool.
Anima.
Louisiana and Anima.
Heartlands. Korea, Tennessee.
So you have a deck.
What the fuck was that combination?
I didn't-
Who the fuck came up with that?
That or
I didn't know it
Kentucky?
exists. It's pretty
Look,
Okay.
I didn't.
Magic.
I left all that.
Both of them.
I came up with
Tennessee,
the
Magic.
concepts.
So
So magic
They
card.
did everything else.
Korean fried
Being a
chicken
deck of-
together.
being a
Magic
deck.
in heaven.
I
All he
I was
does
thinking
is
like,
work
okay,
well.
we're going like some kind of barbecue route. You could have gone
Obviously,
like
you don't have to take
No,
this.
you
This
see
is
here.
No, there was
I'm
already
guessing-
barbecue
Yeah,
somewhere else.
It's
that,
cool.
Each
he gave
class
us
has its
the,
like primary
the
skill. Like
primary
this
concepts
is
for
its
some of them, and
primary
then we
skill,
had
the
to
magic
kind of
card.
mix them. We changed
You get
a
a
little
deck.
bit.
Okay,
and
So he
this
wanted
card
this place to
combo.
be very
During
Asian themed,
conflict,
so
you
he
can-
went.
So Tennessee.
Because
No,
Maddie,
no.
Maddie's
Korea.
Asian.
Mind points.
She wanted a Korea place.
I
so
just
Tennessee.
said she was Asian. They
Hand
rocked with it.
So
for
okay.
every 5 MP.
Because
But
she is
Every
Asian.
this
place
way,
is
so
based off a
let's say
country
you did
and a
one level
state
for now.
matched together.
It would
And
be
okay,
So for
You
my
could-
place,
three
there's
cards.
You could have chose
Wisconsin.
Hawaii.
no, but like
No, because
based
she
off of the
hated that we
land.
called it
Maximum
Hawaii.
five. And these
Not
That's
only that-
that's
not only
terrible.
that-
That's actually sick.
After
What
you
the
resolve
fuck?
the
Thank
effect
you.
of the
Not
set,
only that,
any
but like,
discard
but
No, it's a good
based
thing.
off of the
Any
description.
cards from your
No, based off the description
Okay.
of like the
So,
land,
natural
it
deck,
it
you have
didn't
to
sound like Hawaii.
Probably
No,
it
further
sounded
get
more
natural
like
deck
He
of
did
Yeah.
say it has like a lot of trees, very foresty,
waterfalls,
waterfalls,
like
So 30
stuff
cards.
like that.
very like mountainy
Sounds like
kind
a
of like
standard.
not
30
tropical.
cards. 2 jokers.
It wasn't really tropical.
28 cards divided into 4
So
decks.
Then it's-
Midland,
It
like
actually has like the mountainy area, the
it doesn't go
the
to from-
trees.
So it
Okay.
basically from
And then
9 to
Korea
king,
because he wanted an Asian place and
9
she wanted
king
Korea.
and ace are well, I guess ace is 1.
Korea, Tennessee.
Yeah.
The only bond we
But
have
so
between them
9,
is that they both
9,
make really
10,
good
jack,
chicken.
queen, and king
Interesting.
and they have good music.
are not in the deck.
Oh yes, it is the
But all the
the
other
capital.
cards are.
It is
Okay.
all the capital
That's
of
what it looks
K-pop, rock and roll, and country.
That's like that's.
Oh,
Whatever
and
that
and
sounds
ace,
like.
Yeah,
Trash.
No,
removing
those are
face
three
cards
separate
from-
genres that
Oh,
all
okay.
came from the same.
So you keep
No,
jokers.
of course, there's
and
probably K
aces.
country and
Yeah,
K
I'm-
rock.
I'm killed.
Stone Wilds,
When a
Texas,
conflict begins, the
Persia.
shuffle all call 30 cards.
That
place
was
it
his
face
decision.
down, and then
That
you
was
have
all
you
five
can yell at
cards
me
from
for that
your
one.
party
100%
hand.
him.
Use-
Stormlands,
don't
Las
Do
Vegas.
you have a deck of cards?
I don't.
There's
One
somewhere
of the
somewhere.
restaurants
we
is
had a
called
big
Drunken.
one
Do you
over
need
there.
Sky
do you
City,
need
Las
deck
Vegas,
cards right
that's all.
now?
One of the
That was.
restaurants is called
Yeah, I
Drunken
want. I
Couple.
wanted to like just demonstrate how this card
Gotcha.
class
Thing.
worked.
I think there's
There might actually be.
I
know.
know. Actually, I have a deck of cards in my truck.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to.
I'm gonna go pee.
So if you don't have a deck of cards,
Well, golden shower, right?
that's fine.
No, that's Janelle's thing.
What?
Golden showers.
No!
No, what the?
No, it's not.
I don't want to think about that.
Why would you be thinking
It's
about
not
that?
even
Because you're
funny.
literally talking about it.
No,
Just because
That's how
I said
that
something
works.
about it doesn't mean you have to think about it.
Yeah.
That's how it fucking works.
So if I were to tell you don't
You
think about a giraffe,
sicko.
you think about a giraffe?
I'm thinking about a giraffe.
about an elephant.
That's
But
crazy.
I'm thinking about a giraffe, okay? Sometimes my brain just goes to what's going on, and then that's what happens. Okay?
No, Italy.
Alright. This was not my choice.
This is crazy.
This was not
I
my
feel
choice.
underrepresented.
So it's actually Drunken Crumble, but he actually accidentally
That's
said
not what I care
Drunken-
about right now. I care about the fact that there's no Italy.
But he accidentally said Drunken Crumble.
Yeah, so this is a thing.
Yeah.
I did not say that. I said drunken crumble.
Yeah.
No, he
now
said
it's
I
Drunken
said
Crumble.
drunken and then I
Yes.
stopped.
Drunken
Yeah.
combo.
I know, it was Cumbler.
They filled in the rest.
Okay, so this is your deck.
So,
Might as well
next.
use those, Honestly.
I can't fucking shuffle
They're
this.
so
Yeah, it's,
I have
it's
so-
impossible.
our,
Color wise.
like it
Japan,
Should be
California, Feywild.
Alright, I guess I got big enough hands for this.
Sanford, Tokyo.
and I don't, so that's why it's gonna make it great.
Obviously,
the
this is
wrong
probably
type of
not what we're going to
cards.
be using. I'll get.
They have
I'll
a
do-
dessert
You
there
or
in
I
the
will
shop.
get an actual deck of cards if this is something you decide to take.
Yeah, I like it. And I'm sure if I read more, I'll
I
probably
don't
like it
even
more,
know.
'cause even 5,
Shadow
that's
Islands.
nuts.
Englandton.
Mulligan? Oh, you can take up to
It
three.
is
three
England.
levels.
Washington.
This
Washington.
feels like I'm not gonna make a decision.
Okay, I need to write that down.
It
so,
feels like we're like
Ace of cards.
so when it's this,
picking one out of a hat.
it's
No,
how many
England
times you
and
can go
Washington
into
is
it.
because
Yeah.
they both
No,
have
not
similar
about
weather.
like the
Okay.
names of
I
things.
think
It's
of-
more of which
That's how many
like
points you
No,
need
no, no,
just
no.
No,
to
it's
for my
because they're-
character.
Oh,
Oh,
gotcha.
oh.
Where my character is from, like
You
I'm
only
picking a
need
name
one
out of a hat.
one
I understand.
skill point.
Yeah, I would say that
You only
if you
need
want
to take
a
it once
place
to be able
that
to
deals
use
with
it.
like
to use
where they would
the
be
one skill
experimenting
point
on
towards.
constructs,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
Stoneman
And that's why it
is
says
where all
SL, because if I
problems
went
come from,
2,
and all constructs come
then
Yeah.
in a
That's
sense
the
like
most
this,
normal one,
it'd be
actually, I think.
Sure.
An extra 5.
Sure.
yeah,
5
so
points.
10, so
21
I know,
points
man.
for 4 points.
Sure.
They're not all
You can spend
mixed
up
together.
to
There's some
29
areas where it's just
to
like
use
Wisconsin and
Yeah,
some
but
areas
because
where
it's
it's just
Halligan.
England.
5
Like,
FP
literally
for
my
every
name,
card that
both
we
of
get.
them.
4
I know. I'm aware.
Here you see it, like right
this would be
there.
8 cards.
There
If
ain't
I
nothing
said-
like
had
it.
two
My,
skills-
I'm
two
Italian,
skills.
and my brother's name's Denzo.
So yeah, trust
No,
me,
okay.
right there.
Can
with
there
you.
So
be a
one
little
level
Italy in his
We'll get you
area?
15 mind
Sure.
points.
Yeah,
for the skill.
no, there's
Okay.
no
Up to
Italy in
15
lots of
mind points for the
places.
skill, which is 3 cards.
Okay.
You can call them
If
little
you take a
bibbidi
second
bobbies.
level, it gets you 5
Little
more
bibbidi
mind
bobbies.
points.
Oh wait, no, that
So
would
an
work because we
additional
made the
card.
god
Okay.
of the Stonelands a stoner that says shooby dooby.
Every skill
His name
level
is
only
Shooby.
allows you
So
to
you
They
can also
named him
use an
Shooby.
one more card.
You know what? Maybe
Okay.
maybe my character was
to
right
5.
the first time, just following Giovanni.
So
Maybe
this
she
is
was
20
right.
shuffle for now.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of the conflict,
Shooby
He
you
might have
draw
been
5
right.
cards.
That was the most memey one they did.
That's fine, but still, like
Obviously
that,
not triple.
it
I
makes
get
sense.
it.
It makes
Super well.
sense why my character first version was this cold.
But
Right.
Like
the
this
idea.
god is stupid. This doesn't make
So that was
sense.
4 cards, one more.
Why not follow the construct man?
That's a stone.
So okay, you take
That's
one
the
level.
stupidest god, to be fair. The stupidest name.
It's not
Everything
touchscreen.
else is pretty chill.
Seems like-
There was one we like
what
the
area?
Draw your cards.
Louisiana anima.
Louisiana animal.
We based her off of Calypso from Pirates of the Caribbean.
I see.
What was her name?
Calypso.
No, the actual.
So you have
the
to.
god.
So when you create your, when you
What
use
was-
your
what was
magic
the
card
name?
skill, you can
Calypso.
It was
spend
La
up
La
to-
La Block. La
LeBlanc.
Block.
you can spend
La
5
Blanc.
points
LeBlanc.
for each
LeBlanc.
card that you want to use
Yeah, we can't say
to
LeBlanc,
create a
that's
set
true.
of cards,
LeBlanc.
and each set
Yes,
has an
LeBlanc.
effect.
Blue Black.
Wait, it is?
So
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know.
LeBlanc?
LeBlanc.
like I guess
It's a
for
very
this
common
you'd be able
name.
to
I feel
do
like it's a very common
15
last
mind
name.
points
Oh,
to create a
gosh.
set of
Blue Black.
The Rambutan has it.
triple
You see,
support.
the issue is I'm from the Frostlands, I'm cold, that's fire, super effective.
Okay, so if I found you a Galarian Darmanitan,
That would have been
That would've been
fine.
fine.
I would have been
Triple
able to touch
support,
it.
which
Fair
will
enough.
give you and every ally
Alright, that being said, there's really another
total
thing to go
value of the result
Hmm?
card.
There's nothing else to go over these.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
over.
We
We
should
literally,
accomplish.
we just
So
did
beat
the
the
work.
big
would
bad.
be 18
Oh, fantastic!
times
I
3,
wanted
which
to
is
get to like level
30,
40 at least, but you know I'll take level 5.
42.
It's okay, because this is villain of the week type game. So
Lastly,
next week there'll be another big
Who
bad.
the heck is this guy?
Everybody on the
Russell
scene
Blanc.
would get
From
50
League of
Legends.
wild
League of
HP.
Legends, yeah.
Whoa.
Oh,
Can
and
we
Michael.
make her that?
No,
HP
please
no.
No.
Can we
No,
make her
to be
that?
fair, this is a
I'd
really
follow
good
that
one.
goddess
Yeah,
anyway.
Because
Everyone
more
would.
often than not,
That's
you only
kind
get
of
The
how
Storm
I did it.
Goddess
two
can
cards,
look like
which
this.
is just a magic pair.
Because we already
which
have
allows
a,
you to create, perform a
we
free
already
attack
have like
with
That's
a
true. I would also
Louisiana
follow
ammo.
Calypso anywhere.
Choose a suit
Yeah.
amongst the
So
all
like we
damage
can
that
have
becomes a
like
type
Calypso
of that
vibes
matching
for
suit.
Louisiana
For this one,
Anima,
you could
and then
do
this
we
is the
stay-
Raven
We can hang
Queen.
out.
That could be the Raven Queen.
That is
That could be the Raven
Yeah.
Queen.
So
Raven.
She's hot.
She's
choose a
really
suit.
hot.
So in this case,
League of Legends
She's
cooked with that
smart.
one.
okay, those are
They,
the rogue skills.
no, it's all fake.
The
It's
suits,
all fake. It's
so
all
you
ma-
can
it's all
choose
makeup.
either
Okay. For you guys,
Fire, it's fire.
for you guys, something that needs
Oh,
to be
you
noted
get to- you get
before
to
we end this.
associate each suit with a damage type.
This campaign is going to be intense. We have themes
So, like,
that are
if
very
you create a
important to
character,
take of
would you
note.
want parts, space?
Drama,
Would you want it to be like
it can be very dark at times,
so
but
you-
we're
in this
doing the
case,
mix of
you
humor in it
choose
as
a
well. So
fire
3
for
themes:
your damage type.
drama,
And
dark,
that is with a
humor.
weapon, though, right? Yeah, with a weapon.
These 3 concepts and
Then
themes will
let's
be
say
a
that once
very
you use
consistent
either-
mood.
Now, this
for our
would
game.
cost 10 mind points to use. This would
We just have a little bit of
this would
comedy.
cost
Should
10
be
mind
there.
points
So,
to use.
that being
This
said,
costs 15
we're going to take the rest of the night to hang out,
However,
talk, and play
whenever
games.
You use both of them, you